you. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about our love, and how much I miss you. I miss being around you, hearing your laugh and holding your hand. I think of you every day. I hope and I wish that you're doing okay. I want us to go back to the old days, because I miss you, and I just thought of you. The idea of you listening to this, the thought of you on the other side of the line, I can't hang up. I don't want this to end. Not again. I don't know if you miss me too, but I hope you do. Even if things never go back to what we were, what I became so used to, what I thought would be forever.
Cause you won't look after my wounds. I suppose you will never regret it. I should throw myself out from the roof. Cause you fucking love it when I feel it. Cause you won't look after my wounds. I suppose you will never regret it. I should throw myself out from the roof. Cause you fucking love it when I feel it. Cause you won't look after my wounds. I suppose you will never regret it. I should throw myself out from the roof. Cause you fucking love it when I feel it. Cause you won't look after my wounds. I suppose you will never regret it. I should throw myself out from the roof. Cause you fucking love it when I feel it. finally tired of all the standing by. Never said that I was perfect, but I'm willing to try. Let me show you what I'm made of. I am so much more than my mistakes. And I'm finally tired of all the standing by.
Never said that I was perfect, but I'm willing to try.
Let me show you what I'm made of. I am so much more than my mistakes.
You are watching the Elder Dragon series for January 2022, a 5v5 tournament hosted in the League of Legends PH Discord. We are now down to the top 4 teams who will prove their skills on the Rift today. And also, Summoners, don't forget to join the League of Legends PH Discord and follow LOLPH Summoners Hub to stay updated with future events such as this one. The links are found below the stream. This is a Twitch stream natin. And
Yeah.
before this starts, no?
Mhm.
Siyempre, magpapakilala muna kami dito. Kaming mga nakikita nyo. We are your showcasters for today. I'm Rozu. Together with me is Dash.
Yeah, what's up everyone? I hope you guys are doing really well right now. It's been a new year's and it's a new year also for the Elder Dragon series. There's a lot of changes. There's a big change in the format and let's take a look at the roadmap right now for the tournament cuz it's way different from the last time. I mean, not way different, but it's different because we still have the first place and the second placer on every qualifiers month, and we have 4 qualifiers month right now that they're fighting for May. They're gonna be having a break on May, and June would be the next Elder Dragon Championship. So it's like half a year journey for our
Yeah.
team dito, no, Ronzu. So it's masyadong marami silang kailangan i-prepare. Kasi for sure, by that month na magpapahinga sila, there's gonna be patches that will come out.
Napakadaming adjustments like this one, no? Like the recent big patch na tinanggal nila yung Chemtech Drake, di ba? Ni-remove nila a new
Yep.
champions and there's a lot of stuffs to look forward. Hindi lang itong January leg natin and yung ibang leg din nitong Elder Dragon series.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of scared on what's gonna happen here. Pero I'm kind of excited on these teams that are gonna be fighting today because there's a lot of familiar faces. on these
Actually.
teams. Pero the first team that we're gonna be having for today would be West Point Esports Team 2 versus Bloodseekers BSK. I think Bloodseekers, I have seen some of them before in the tournament, and right here, West Point Team 2, they have been here for quite a while now. During the June 2021 qualifiers, nag-second
Mhm.
place sila. And during the August Championship, they finished third place. Alam niyo yung tumatalo sa Team 2, yung Team 1 eh. Kaya I hope this is the time for Team 1 to shine.
Well, actually, tignan natin ngayon, no, Dash, kasi they're up against Bloodseekers, which is, tulad nga nasabi ni Midnight, di ba?
Yeah. Yun nga eh.
This team, sobrang init itong matchup na to. This is the main event, kumbaga, na nasa first series natin. And they will be battling it up against West Point Esports, no? And this time around, makikita natin, well, actually, tayo lang pala nakakita, no? Pero there is a lot of champion pool sa dalawang team na to.
Yeah,
Sobrang lawak.
there's a big champion pool from, I mean, almost all of them, especially West Point Esports, parang walang nagdoble sa mga piniks nila. So parang tigi-isa lang talaga sa mga champions yung mga pinik nila. So I'm kind of scared on what's gonna happen here. It's like a battle between, kumbaga, Bloodseekers have been kind of new dito sa tournament natin, and West Point Esports have been here for quite a while now since the two-thirds of the year last year.
Mhm.
Kaya I'm kind of excited on how, kumbaga, this is a David versus Goliath fight. Who is
Mhm.
gonna win? West Point Esports has been always the favorites of this tournament, and I hope someone would prove them wrong right here. Bloodseekers, but I think West Point Esports is still a very, very solid team.
Actually, West Point Esports dito yung ano eh. Tulad sabi mo, David against Goliath and West Point Esports. Ang madami na sila napatunayan dito.
Yeah.
Dash.
Sobrang laki na eh. Yun ang patunayan
Oh.
nila eh. Kaya parang nakakatakot yung ano eh. Yung parang i-traverse ng Bloodseekers dito. And just looking at it, during the past podcast na ginawa namin ni Midnight during the
Mhm.
Rift Walk, there's a lot of changes for 12.1 and 12.2 especially. Kasi
Actually.
most of the teams here are very aggressive. Tapos yung teleport, medyo matotone down yung ano nila, medyo matotone down yung pagka-aggressive nila just because of the unleashed teleport changes. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see it into play.
Actually, yung masasabi ko sa Unleash Teleport na yan, it's like Riot shutted down the fact na pwede kang magkaroon ng cheese strats sa bottom
Right.
lane. 'Di ba? Yun yung pinaka sole purpose nun eh, para hindi agad magkaroon ng advantage, ng sole ball advantage yung bottom lane side ng mapa or the other way
Yeah.
around, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And one more thing, no, na Riot made is that they added the Chemtech but at the same time they removed it during this match.
They added some changes kasi for the Chemtech para at least maging
Aha.
a bit more balanced siya. Pero
Yeah.
because of how the camouflage has been destroying a
So-
lot of lobbies, ayaw na nila yatang ilagay muna. Kailangan mo na nila tanggalin
Yeah.
because of how cheese the strat is.
Actually, isipin mo lang to, no? You are down by a lot of gold, no? And then, Chemtech Drake, Chemtech Soul yung mapupunta sa kalaban mo. They have the zombie, they have the fog. Diba?
Yeah.
How on earth will you play it out? Paano magkakaroon ng comeback dun?
Yeah.
Diba? You don't have the vision.
Yeah, hindi mo nga malagyan ng vision just because of
Yeah.
the kailangan vision or red ward pa yung kailangan mo
Mhm.
ilagay dun just because you need the vision from the camouflage
Yeah.
kasi yun lang yung makakita dun. Kaya ang hirap niya
Ang
labanan.
hirap.
Pero let's see kung paano mag-change it. Kasi most of the time, just because of this change, mas konti na yung dragon sa rotations and excited ako for the Hextech tricks. Yun yung gusto ko
Yeah.
talaga makita.
Yung Hextech Drake sa parang portal ni Boyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba? Pwede kang mag-roam around the map. Though, medyo may risk kasi baka ma-anticipate ka doon. But still, Hextech Gates will serve its purpose dito mamaya. Tignan natin kung lalabas ba yung Hextech Drake. Ayan.
Yeah. I hope naman
I
may
hope
makita
so.
tayong Hex Gates. Para at least, kasi the way that it works is that it changes the rotation of
Yeah.
players just because meron silang bagong access to something different. Kaya, yun yung gusto ko makita kung what plays are they gonna do here, what delays are gonna happen during those times. And yeah, I'm kind of expecting a lot kasi there's a lot of, kumbaga, this meta is kind of big different from the last year's meta.
Sobrang laking pagbabago to. Since from the last year's meta, obviously wala namang Chemtech, wala namang Hex
Yeah.
Gates, 'di ba? Wala namang Crown of the Shattered Queen item na hindi
Yeah.
ko alam pero pagkasa din yung meron ng item na yan, men, parang ang kunat eh.
Exactly. Yun nga yung parang kumbaga hinahanap ni Casa din na mythic item since before. And biglang lumabas siya in a form of Crown of the Shattered Queen. And even the AGCs are using it. Kaisa, Ezreal has been
Yeah.
using Crown of the Shattered Queen just because of how good it is.
Yeah, sobra. It negates a lot of damage dash dun sa mismong
Yeah.
item lang na yun. And
Yeah.
imagine Ezreal with a Crown of the Shattered Queen, di ba? Parang
Yep.
APC to ADC yung datingan niya eh.
Yeah.
Ang astig points eh. May astig points si Ezreal.
Yeah, and ang mahirap kasi doon, the big difference there is meron siyang scaling sa
Yeah,
AP rin kasi,
AP.
which is why it's good for Ezreal. Even for Kaisa. Kaisa has been dominating a lot of solo queue games na nakikita ko right now just because of how strong the Void Seeker would be
Yeah.
pag nag-AP ka. And yeah, that's very frustrating to fight against.
Mhm. Dati kasi, the past few years, siguro kasi matanda na tayo sa LoL, no? For the past 3 years kasi yung nagiging meta is yung Kaisa na Runa's Hurricane, Ginsu, Blade of the
Yeah.
Ruined King. But ngayon, no. That's not it.
Yeah, Manamune, Nasher's Tooth.
Nasher's Tooth.
That's yeah. That's basically what they're doing na with the Kaisa, and that just says a lot about Crown of the Shattered Queen. I don't know if they need. I think it's okay. It's quite healthy for the game kasi pwede naman siyang ipop. And the only problem there is ang hirap lang nilang ilabanan
Yeah.
pag ganun. Pero still, it's possible to counter it naman.
Well, yeah, lahat naman may counter. Kailangan na proper execution, proper timings and such para ma-counter off natin or ma-counter off nila yung item na yun. But
Yeah.
I think Dash, ano pa ba? Punta naman tayo dun sa ating second series. Pag-usapan natin yung second series natin. Just a brief talk lang naman. No? Itong
Yeah.
Kizoku, KZK, and
Yeah.
LF sponsor, I mean, Kizoku, alam naman natin to. Andito yung the greatest content creator, PH Last Hope.
Yeah. exactly. Nandiyan si Mirage.
Oh.
Yung content creator natin. And yun nga, I'm excited dito, no? Kasi dito sa games natin, Kings, I think Kizoku has been a team before, pero in a different form. It's King's rival Kizoku. Pero
Yeah.
ito, we have Kizoku. Kizoku lang. Pero ito, I'm excited to see especially yung other team. Kasi alam sponsor, we have kumbaga an alum or hindi na alum. Parang mainstay siya before during the first 1/3 of the year during the Elder Dragon series. Yung jungler ng LF sponsor, si Devoured. One of the strongest junglers during that time, yung first Elder Dragon Championship. And nag-champion nga sila ng first Elder Dragon Championship. And now, on a different team, kumbaga ibang ingredients to. Paano nila matitimpla na maayos itong team na to?
Well, let's see. Kasi they're up against Kizoku, which is Kizoku naman, as we all know, dito si Mirage. Yes,
Yeah.
nakikita natin si Mirage na just streaming, just shouting, just mouthing and such. Pero we all know that Mirage is a good player.
Yep.
Diba?
He's really good. Yeah.
He's really good. Hindi lang siya yung tipong content lang ng content. He's really good. And on the other hand, doon sa kasunod niya, nandito sa baba na listahan natin, is Azra. Well, I think kailangan pa ba natin banggitin to? Azra is the rank 1 challenger ngayon. Dito, kaibigan Dash.
Yeah, ito na nga, nakikita na natin. Hey, we're going on to the draft and let's see what's gonna happen with this draft today for both of our teams. I hope we can see something different. This bans right now, Jorvan onto the Diana, it's kind of great kasi Diana has some changes for 12.2 that made her one of the strongest clearers sa jungle.
Actually, yeah. Diana and Jorvan 4 is one of the most common bans for now, I suppose. Kasi as we all know, Jorvan 4, Cataclysm. Ito talaga yung pinaka bread and butter ni Jorvan yung kanyang Cataclysm, which sets up the clash for his team kung kanino man siya mag-draft. And on the other side naman, or another ban for the side of West Point Esports is this Renekton. And we all know how dangerous Renekton is.
Yeah, especially in the early to mid game, sobrang lakas talaga ng domination niya sa lane. Usually, walang makakatalo sa kanya kadalasan in lane just because of how strong his kit is early, especially with how yung sustain that he has in lane. And now, the Thresh getting banned. Yes, that's understandable kasi Thresh has been, kumbaga, kung nagsusupport ka, if you don't know how to play Thresh, you're not playing support.
You're not playing support, man.
You're
bad.
Yeah. And right now, especially with the glacial augment changes,
naman.
ang lakas ni Thresh. It helps a lot. Yeah.
Imagine the death sentence landing on you. Na-stun ka na, may slow ka pa. Yung slow pa na yun, hindi lang isang diretso eh. Anywhere you go, tatlong split yun eh.
Yun nga eh. Kaya, sobrang hirap eh. Kasi may slow na nga sa glacial augment, may slow pa si Thresh na actual. Kaya, yun yung ina-expect natin dito. Pero, going with this, we know how they drafted during the last games, no, Ronsu. So, with these champions na binaban nila right now, I think there's a chance that they can pick a lot of their junglers on their side. Kasi there's not a lot of jungler blends na ginamit nila last time. So, there's a possibility na gamitin nila si Lee Sin. There's a possibility na makuha rin yung Graves on the side of Bloodseekers.
Well, God Glid, 3 beses silang naman nilaro yung Graves dito. 3 beses lang naman. No?
Yan na nga yung Lee Sin na sinasabi ko.
Lee Sin for the side of West Point Esports, the unnerfable champion. Kahit anong gawin ng Riot, I don't know how will you nerf that guy.
Yeah, they nerf Lee Sin, pero the skills kasi ng players just go up And
Yeah.
parang nakaka-counteract yung nerf na ginagawa nila whenever it comes to Lee Sin. Pero,
Nagiging creative eh.
yeah, yun nga eh. Exactly. Pero ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, no? Yung mga ADCs right now that are on the hook are some kind like Ezreal who can make use of the crown of the Shattered Queen.
Yeah. And ito na nga yung kinakatakutan natin eh. Crown of the Shattered Queen plus Ezreal, tulad sabi mo kanina, AP scaling ng isang Ezreal, nakakatakot to. We both know how AP Ezreal works before. Napakasakit. Yung tipong, once that second skill lands, man, you're dead. But on the other hand, Graves is locked in for the
Yeah.
side of Bloodseekers.
Yeah, for sure. And like now, we can see a lot of champions also. We have a Jace that is possible for the side of West Point Esports, and also the LeBlanc that has been picked by Celeste for quite a while now. So if ever they want to pick something that doesn't
Mhm.
really give off a lot of info for the other team, they can also pick the bot lane. Na ginagamit nila yung Senna and Set during the last games that they had. But there you go, LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, yeah, common. As you know,
Yeah.
hindi man nawawala to, no, since the previous matagal na yung binalik yung old LeBlanc. But yeah, LeBlanc is still LeBlanc, can instantly delete ADCs or kahit sino makita niya na basta mataba siya.
Yeah. Actually nga, even with one or two items, even if behind sa LeBlanc, she can still delete anyone.
Yeah.
And
Strength out.
yeah, that's her strength. Pero wow, okay, Gragas getting
Gragas.
picked here. Very, very interesting. What's good about Gragas is that Gragas can be a flex pick right now, pero right now in the meta with Thimble Winter na ginagamit nila with the Gragas on top, it's really good as a sustain or rather CC bot na lang siya sa top lane.
Well, tanong lang to, no? Si honest question, can you play Gragas support right now still?
It's okay on some situations. Yeah, like if ever they pick a support that's a tanky rin na try mag-engage, Gragas would be good. Pero other than that, he's gonna go on top for sure.
Honestly, well, let's see. Feeling ko din pupunta siya sa top kasi Lee Sin is here. Well, as we all know, Lee Sin is for sure a jungle. Hindi naman tutulad dati na Lee Sin top was the meta. Diba?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, for the side of Bloodseekers, here comes the Vex. Sabi mo kanina, bago tayo mag-live, you want to see a Vex.
Yeah. When ito na nga, pinakita na nga sa atin yung Vex. Kasi what's good about Vex is against a LeBlanc, Vex is okay.
Yeah.
Vex is good. Yes,
May
she's
fear
not
kasi.
mobile. Yeah, and yun na nga eh. She's good against those champions that have a lot of dashes. And that's exactly what LeBlanc is.
Double distortion. Yun lang
Yeah.
naman na meron ng LeBlanc para makalapit sa'yo. But with Vex,
Exactly.
with that fear, nako po, nakakatakot magbasta-bastang distortion dyan,
Sobra.
kapatid.
Sobra. Kaya I hope everybody's ready for this. But yun na nga, nakita natin, we have the Kennen ban here. What
Understood.
happens if napaban yung Kennen? What they want is to engage. That's
Yeah.
basically the reason why they want it. So for sure, if they want something right now on their composition, they need more engage. And that's why they're banning, even Nar has been banned. Kasi they really don't want that to happen.
Ang gusto kasi ng West Point dito is that sila yung magdidikta ng clashes.
Yep.
With the use of this Gragas, yung kanyang ultimate, di ba? Gusto nila na ma-utilize dito yung Gragas. But on the other hand, here
Okay.
comes the Janna, the newly reworked Janna.
Okay.
Man.
The more enchanter, the better enchanter Janna has been up and ready. Kasi during the last time, she was like a poke mage rather yung ginagawa sa kanya with the Zephyr. And right now, she can't do that anymore. She's
Yes,
more
sir.
of a really support in the backline. Shields, heals. That's basically what she does. Pero ito, Karma is good. Kasi
Karma.
if you pick up a Karma on a very engaged composition, that just gives more way for them to engage, diba?
Yeah, actually, plus hindi lang yung movement speed eh. Di ba?
Yep.
Yung poke damage pa ng Karma sa bottom lane, which is very good up against a Janna. Kasi as well know, Janna doesn't have a lot of heals. Hindi
Yeah.
tulad ng na Sona, if Sona is still viable, di ba? Soraka and such. Janna is not like that. But Saya, we're gonna be seeing a Saya and Karma combo on the bottom lane. But Ornn is being hovered right now for the side of Bloodseekers.
Okay, so with this team composition, I think they're really well held up from both of our sides. Yes, they have a lot of damage potential, pero what's good about the Saya pick here is West Point Esports want a very, very safe bot lane against an Ezreal. And Saya is basically just that. if ever mag-engage si Vex, if ever mag-engage si Ord, she has a safety net na pwede niyang panghawakan whenever someone does it. So what they want to do here, yes, they don't have a lot of damage on the side of West Point Esports. Their damage is only on the point of LeBlanc and Saya. So that's what they are gonna leverage here for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a very, very good one on that, no? Very, very good take. But tignan natin ngayon, who are you with dito, Dash? Kaninong team ka for this game na number 1? I'm
Ah,
gonna go to the side of West Point.
yeah, from West Point kasi they have a good mix of CC, especially that they can, if ever mag-engage si Vex, if ever mag-engage si Graves, pwede silang pwede silang mag-comeback kasi may cask sila, may Dragon's Rage. Pero on the other hand, what I
Mhm.
think what they want to do on the side of Bloodseekers here is they want to go for a counter engage. Kasi right now, wala silang ways to engage. Yes, Horn of the Forge God is there. Pero walang parang follow-up if ever Horn of the Forge God has been used.
Yeah,
'Di ba?
that's
Vex
true.
is there, pero after pumasok ni Vex, wala rin.
Wala
So
na.
what they want is to counter engage lang talaga.
Kumbaga, they want to play it as slow as they can. Kumbaga, umiwas sa mga initiation na pwedeng yung na umiwas sa initiation na pwedeng gawin ng
Mhm.
West Point Esports and play it like yung mga ano lang pick-offs, makadalawa man sila, then they go out. They
Yeah.
they get objectives, they get the dragon, they counter jungle and such things like that to shut down the side of West Point Esports. Pero gusto ko lang ding i-emphasize dito si Godclid, right?
Yeah.
Kasi Godclid has the Graves. And as you all know, napakalakas ng Graves
Yep.
on the late game. Graves can easily solo carry a team.
Yeah.
Diba? And very dangerous to, lalo-lalo for the side of West Point Esports kasi Graves can 1v1 Celeste dito sa LeBlanc.
Yep, for sure, for sure. And sa nakikita natin dito, especially with the Vex right now on the game, what's hard about this is that they have a lot of dashes on the side of West Point Esports, and that's what works for a Vex. Yung passive niya talaga with the Gloom, that
Yeah.
really helps out Vex. And pag mapaproc niya na ng paproc yun, that's extra damage lagi for their side and extra fear from their side. So that's what's scary for West Point Esports. So they need to tone down on the aggression for sure. Kasi
Mhm.
there's a lot of ways talaga to disengage on the side of Bloodseekers.
Yeah, may ultimate ni Janna, may Monsoon, may ultimate ni Ornn, 'di ba? Sobrang daming pang disengage. But let's see how will this pan out kapag nandun na tayo sa mismong laro natin, kaibigang Dash. But tignan natin naman ngayon sa side ng West Point Esports, Lee Sin, man. We all know
Mhm.
how Lee Sin clears out the jungle, how proactive a Lee Sin is pagdating sa
Yeah.
mga dalawan.
Yeah, we have seen a lot from LEC and LCS. Whenever Lee Sin comes out, Nidalee would be the probable answer. Lagi nila for Lee Sin kasi they need to fight out the clears talaga. And Nidalee has that. But with the Graves, I think it's also okay. Just because with the Lee Sin, kumbaga, there's a lot of ways to trip on a Lee Sin. You need to get a lot of ganks in the early to mid game. The Graves, at least you have insurance. Yun yung
Yeah.
hinahanap nila dito.
Well, actually, to be fair enough, no, para kay Lee Sin, pag pag medyo nagkaroon ng slow start ang Lee Sin, medyo mahirap na siya gamitin sa late game.
Exactly.
Diba?
Exactly.
Pag na 0-2 siya, na 0-3 siya, medyo mahirap na makabawi kasi ang gagawin lang naman ni Lee Sin is to put out that Sonic Wave, di ba?
Mhm.
Sumipa, mang-insect, and get objectives.
Yeah.
Pero hindi niya magagawa yun kung down siya by a lot of gold. Kasi
Yeah.
una sa lahat, malambot siya.
Mhm. Yeah, that's exactly what the Lee Sin is. And yun talaga yung gusto nilang gawin dito. With the Lee Sin, they're gonna be leveraging that on the early games. Talagang gusto nila magkaroon ng advantage on that note of the game. So if ever, na hindi umabot to at the point na lumakas pa yung side ng Bloodseekers, this would probably be an easy game for West Point Esports.
Mhm.
But yun talaga yung, but on the other hand, on the win objective ng Bloodseekers, they just want to hold on until si Vex, in all their damage potential, would have damage at that point.
Kasi kung titignan mo, hindi rin nila basta-basta maaabot dito yung Ezreal. For
Exactly.
the side of
Yeah.
West Point Esports, sabihin natin may LeBlanc. But if ever Ezreal builds that Crown of the Shattered Queen na kanina pa natin sinasabi,
Yeah.
it will just negate a lot of damage yung magagaling kay Leb.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yun yung nakakatakot kasi. With the Crown of the Shattered Queen, there's a lot of burst potential with the LeBlanc. Pero with the Crown of the Shattered Queen, parang mawawala yun eh. Kaya
Mhm.
kailangan nilang what's good about Crown of the Shattered Queen is that they need to think about popping that before going in for a fight. Yun
Yeah.
yung thing na sobrang binago ng Crown of the Shattered Queen. Yes, before we have the Banshee's Feel and Edge of Night,
Mhm.
but this Crown of the Shattered Queen is way, way different.
Madali lang kasing ipop yung Banshee's Bill eh. Di ba?
Exactly. Yeah.
Maglapag ka lang din ng isang skill shot na pwede mong itapon lang.
Yeah.
Boom! Banshee's Bill is gone.
Malagad. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good thing about it. Pero yung Crown of the Shattered Queen, it lessens the damage. Yes, masisisi ka, it's okay.
Mhm.
Pero pag yung damage mo naman mawawala. Wala talaga. Kumbaga,
Wala talaga.
tanggal yung 65% ng damage mo, and that's a really, really strong item for an ADC.
Truly enough. And I'm very much excited to see yung mga late game clashes natin mamaya. Yung mga, alam mo yun, mga third Drake na Cloud Soul na doon natin
Yeah.
kasi malalaman yung yung resulta na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. If Celeste can one-shot this Ezreal
Yep.
in the later
And-
stages of the game.
Yeah, yun nafe-feel ko kasi dito. If ever Saya would want to fight against an Ezreal, I think Saya would need to build lethality. Yung lethality Saya na naka-carry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That usually is the answer for those poke type ADCs. And so far, I think it's okay with this team composition that they have. If they want to be bursty, it would be okay kasi squishies lahat eh. Yung side ng ng Bloodseekers.
Well, Bloodseekers, they have the Graves. Oh, tama, sobrang lalambot nila. Aside from Ornn, diba? na sobrang ulat. But aside from Ornn, now, they do not have enough tankiness against the side of West Point Esports. And
Exactly. Yeah.
may the best team win dun sa ating game ang number 1 kaibigan Dash.
Yeah, and also reminder to everyone, hindi naman nawawala to every time na may Elder Dragon series tayo. May codes tayo
Yes, sir.
ulit na mga pa-flash on the screen, reminders to the viewers na there's a missing letter and number. One use lang to, so isa lang talaga yung makakuha every time, and it's case sensitive. So whatever is there, you need to put it all on the right places. And also, the skins that are gonna be given are Guardian of the Sands Janna, Dark Star Karma, Star Guardian Zoe, and Black Frost Renekton. Kasi ako, if I have the chance to put it in on my League of Legends client, I would do that. Kasi those skins are good.
Those skills are very good. Gusto ko dun yung sa Renekton. But here we are!
Yeah.
Here we are on the game proper, kaibigan Dash. Let's see. I mean, wala tayong nakikitang like yung mga previous game or no, yung mga previous LCS, LEC games na may early sign of counter jungle. Diba? Wala tayong nakikitang
Invades,
ganun
yeah.
dito. Invades. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want to say.
Yeah, talagang gusto nila yan. Pero ito, you wanna play it safe kasi it's a best of one, Ronzu. Kasi pag best of one, you know naman, if ever matalo ka, if ever mag-slip up ka, magkamali kayo,
Wala ka nang bawi.
That's done. Wala ka nang magbabawi. Kaya they need to play it safe at this semifinals.
Very, very safe. And well, looking at the runes, nothing to say. Man, he has the arcane comment. Aside from the area, but bakit kaya arcane comment to? Since nawala din naman na yung AP potential ng Zephyr, second skill, bakit pa kaya siya nag-comment dito? But that's a lot of damage coming off from that Karma. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, na walang bawi yung Janna kapag na-ultihan niya the first killan dito ng isang Karma.
Yeah, you know the combo of the Karma and the Ezreal, diba? Pero on the other note, if you have a Saya na magle-lethality build, it basically does the same thing. Kumbaga,
Yes.
Yeah.
Very. Grabe. Sumabog yung buhay dun. There's nothing to say sa bottom lane. He was caught off guard dun, kaibigan. But here we go. Once again, the bottom lane aggression ignites are down for the both of the supports. Heal as well for the side of Cheesecake dun sa bottom lane. That's three summoner spells down for this game.
Yeah, I think that's the answer that you're looking for, Ronzu. Kasi what they want with the Arcane Comet, with the Zephyr being 12 seconds cooldown for the Janna, it's still okay. Kasi they have the Hurricane that they're using right now, yung Tornado. So far, it has been very effective for their side. Kasi with that, it helps them get more healing and shielding power on their side.
Well, actually, that's one thing. But lagi napapansin natin ngayon dito sa bottom lane, Cheesecake and nothing to say, sobrang they're down kasi nabigla sila sa damage na binigay doon ni Suten.
Yeah, nauubusan na nga sila ng potions right now. Pero looking at their junglers, they are on opposite sides of the map. And so far, I think they want to gak the bot lane. Look at how Munin positions himself.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the Lee Sin on the flank, mga kaibigan, sa tribush ng mga taga-Bloodseekers. Here comes the Sonic Wave Dash with the first blood for the side of West Point Esports. As easy as that. Wait pa sila mag-engage dito. They want more blood coming off from this first 4 minutes. That's gonna be the flash burned out by that Karma, and that's gonna be the safeguard para makaalis. Double kill, mga kaibigan, para sa side ng West Point Esports.
That's the power of the Lee Sin in the early game.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though he didn't clear a lot of his jungle, it's okay because he still has the power to at least get some damage in, try to go and gank, try to get them down in their towers, and now they are gonna have a hard time against the members right now here on the bottom.
That thing's kinda, medyo off yun. Pero on the mid side, that's gonna be distortion. That's gonna be the ethereal chains being connected on towards that Vex. And that's, yun yung sinasabi natin yung fear ng Vex.
Yeah.
Diba?
Super hard to fight against. Kasi whenever she has Gloom, talagang sobrang lakas ng damage. Pero I think Suichin though.
Oh no! That's gonna be switching, falling down for the side of West Point Esports. 3-1, mga kaibigan. But on the top side of the map, naku po, may napatay dito. Oh, I think so? Or, hindi, wala pala. Meron ba?
Yeah. No.
Wala pala. Okay.
Sa bot lane lang yung
Bot
yung
lane
mga
pala.
action natin right now.
Medyo pala to? Medyo kapihan sessions pala sa top lane.
Talagang kumbaga handshake lang sila dito every time. Kasi they're not gonna do damage to each other. Kaya for sure, magpa-farm lang sila both gen in the top lane. And I kind of miss this type of top lanes no. Kasi mid lane.
Oh, here comes the flash and the eternal chase, but here comes the fear on towards that Vex. 1 kill once again for the side of West Point Esports. That's gonna be LeBlanc falling down. Kaso nagkauntugan din sa may bandang top lane tunes against this Ornn Nephemir. Mga kaibigan. Still nga sabi ni Dash, shake hands, tapos alis.
Tukan and form, that's basically the playstyle. Ito, nakakamiss lang talaga yung mga ganitong playstyle in the top lane. They're just shaking hands. Kasi so far, bot lane though, shoot yan.
Bot lane! Naku po, tinamaan ng snare up this. Here comes the flash for Mew, and that Mew, rather, that's gonna be a kill on towards Cheesecake. And men, medyo delikado na to for the side of Bloodseekers dahil nagkaroon na ng first kill dito si Mule. And as we all know, Saya, with the lethality build, mana Mule na nakikita natin sa kanya na pwede niya i-build dito, Dash.
Yeah.
This might be deadly.
Yeah, sobrang sakit talaga ng double daggers to the Blade Caller combo whenever you're trying to build this lethality Saya. And so far, it has been effective, pero level 6 on the top lane, that was kinda scary.
Ito yung kinakatakutan natin dito the ultimate of Ornn plus the ultimate of Gragas, di ba? Anything can go I mean, on both ends kapag may dumalaw dito, they have the initiation and the counter initiation na pwedeng gawin ng mga top laners natin dito. But the action on the bottom lane is still not done. Gustong magkaroon ng redemption arc dito ni Cheesecake. That's gonna be the dash in by Cheesecake. Kaso, na-snare with the Blade Caller. That's gonna be Mew taking down Cheesecake. Kakampi ko lang ang sarili ko.
Yeah, that's not a good trade, honestly. When they went in for that, they're losing a lot of CS. Look at the advantage that Mule had. Because of that, that lane would have a hard time for sure. Yes, they went and became aggressive, but Mule is still in a good spot because look at the wave. Talagang makukuha niya pa rin yan if he comes back later on.
But for the side of Cheesecake, medyo kalungkutan mga kaibigan. Kasi ang daming mawawala sa kanyang mga CS sa bottom lane side of the map. And pagbalik dito ni Suchen, kumbaga control na nila yung lane nila Diba?
Yeah.
But ito na, nakikita na kayong code dito mga kaibigan. Kuhanin nyo na yan, hulaan nyo na yan.
Yeah, kailangan nyo hulaan yan for sure kasi, missing letter or missing number. So, paunahan. So, yung trick dyan, guys, alam nyo ba, sa gitna kayo magsimula. Try yung magsimula sa gitna. Baka yun yung sagot for this goal.
Probably. Tingnan natin kung andun ba yung letter or number na yon sa mga sa gitna na sinasabi dito ni Kuya Dash nyo. But Dash, just to just to emphasize things lang. Akala natin na slow game yung mangyayari dito. Right? Kasi nasabi mo kanina, parang naging sagot yung Saya sa Ezreal, etc. etc. And the top lane matchups kind of slow. Farm Simulator, sabi nga dito sa ating comment section. Pero, nakikita natin ngayon na sobrang aggressive ng dalawang teams na to. Look at Munin doon sa may bandang likuran with Celeste. There's PTC. He's up against two members of West Point Esports doon sa may bandang bottom lane side of the map. Medyo nagkaamuyan sila doon, men.
Yeah, what's hard about the Vex is that hindi siya masyadong mobile. So, if makatch siya, kanina I was scared. Kasi I think makakatch si Bench during that time kasi it's a 2v1 still. Never they went for that. Pero,
ito na, hindi na siya farming simulator, mga kaibigan. Nalalasing na dito si Toons. And he is up against Niftem here. That's gonna be the body slam connecting pero wala masyadong damage doon. But ito na, yung Infernal Drake dance na ginagawa ng mga taga-West Point Esports. Here comes the ultimate. But, man, Munin with that smite to secure that Infernal Drake. One objective down for the side of West Point Esports.
Wow, if you guys just saw what he did, he Dragon's Rage, the resonating kick right there para ma-secure niya. Kinick out niya si Clids just so para ma-smite niya later on. That's a very smart play from Munin.
200 IQ play for Munin doon, kaibigan Dash. But sobrang laking advantage ng Infernal Drake na yan sa bottom lane na ginagawa na inaabuso dito ng mga taga West Point Esports. As we all know, Infernal Drake gives you additional damage, diba? Yeah. And sa lagay ng bottom lane side, the West Point Esports, they need damage. And they need damage to continue snowballing. Cheesecake and nothing to say na nasa bot side ng Blood Seekers. Pero medyo masakit yun, ha?
Yeah, I was surprised.
Oh no, Bench PNC is a little bit of situation. Kaso, the headshot doon ni kaibigan Godclid, si kaibigan Tunes. But here comes Bench PNC, Celeste. Can he get one though? The flash in by that Braves. Bot lane though, Wu Chen and Mule. Man, sobrang aggressive nila.
Yeah, if you just take a look at what the bot lane, Mule and Suichin are doing in the bot lane, is whenever they see a chance that Godblade is not there in the bot lane, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna go for a kill whenever they can, and that's exactly what they're doing. Talagang dinodominate nila yung bot lane, which is why Ezreal is having a hard time, and that's not what you want to do with an Ezreal.
Yes. Ang gusto mo sa Ezreal is ikaw yung manalo sa lane.
Yep.
Diba? Para makapag-snowball ka. But here comes the Rift Herald dance na ginagawa dito ng mga taga-West Point Esports and Blood Seekers. 100 HP na lang sa side ng Rift Herald. But the Sonic Wave will connect on to nothing to say. That's the first kill for Toons for that Gragas. And this Rift Herald, nakuha nga siya ng BSK pero hindi siya masisecure.
Yeah, hindi naman sila makakalapit. So that's just 25 gold for Godclid dito on the other side for BSK. But right now, just because of that, it's gonna be quite easier for West Point Esports to snowball this game out of control just because of naka-gourd drinker na agad si Munin.
Diba? Nakakatakot yung Lee Sin na may gourd drinker, but here comes the Dragons. Rage, man.
Wow! Munin from downtown! Wow! I was surprised na got the gank again. And that's what's scary about the good Lee Sin. Kasi sinabi natin kanina, very conditional. Kailangan niya makakuha ng maraming ganks and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. And ito yung sinasabi natin na Lee Sin, or ito yung kabaliktaran ng Lee Sin na sinabi ko kanina. Yung Lee Sin na nahihirapan, no. Munin is not that Lee Sin. Hindi siya yung Lee Sin na nabog in early game. In fact, siya pa yun ng babaog.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think Godblade is having a hard time with the ganks kasi how much, wala rin sila masyadong CC in order for them to get for ganks, pero top lane though.
Top lane, medyo maganda-gandang handshaken to, medyo may sampalan na nangyayari, but still, as you all know, it's heals over heals, sustains over sustains ang mangyayari dito sa top lane natin. Direct, doon lang tayo sa bottom lane, kabayaan na natin yung top lane kasi si Munin is on, I think, parang dadalaw siya dito na magagamit.
They don't have vision.
Yeah, they don't have vision.
Yeah, that's what's hard about this Munin though.
Oh no! That's gonna be a safeguard in Sonic Wave, pero it will not connect. Luckily enough for Cheesecake or nothing to say. But here comes the first tower na masisecure ng mga taga West Point Esports. Napakalaking gold niyan, kaibigan.
Yeah, and also losing the first turret is not good just because
nawalan pa ng blue.
Yeah, they got the blue.
Aray!
for Godkid. He was clearing that for quite a while now. Then just one smite, and Munin got it. And what's good about this, the tower pressure that they're gonna have, that timing yung ginawa ng side ng West Point Esports dito is later on, pagbalik nila sa lane, after they go in for a reset, the timing is right for this Mountain Drake that's coming.
Ooh! Yeah. Sobrang ganda ng timing na yun. Mountain Drake will be up in a few seconds now, mga kaibigan, or few minutes rather. But nakita natin kanina, Celeste against Bench PNC, hindi siya maka-distortion eh.
Yeah.
Hindi niya magamit yung distortion, lagi nakaka-cancel out ng fear nito ni Vex. But on the other side, yes, may trade naman na mangyayari in terms of tower objectives. But yung map control dun sa may bottom lane side of the map wherein the Mountain Drake is there, na-box outan na ng mga taga West Point Esports.
Yeah, look at the vision that they're getting here. If ever makuha pa nila yung mid lane turret later on, that could just give them the Drake for free. Wala talaga sila makukuha dito ang contest. Almost.
Oh no! Almost!
That was scary.
Very scary.
Try to predict it, no? And nakulangan lang. Pero mid lane.
Oh no! That damage na meron si Mule and si Uchen!
Wow.
Napakasakit. Kanina pa yung damage na yun na nagagaling kay Suchen, and nothing to say has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Empowered Yuki Karma talaga. Sobrang lakas ng damage, especially coupled with the Blade Caller into the feathers nito ni Mew. That's super strong.
Look at this! The distortion and the flash play by Celeste. Makapatay nga kaya din si Bench PNC, but here comes the Monsoon. Mamamatay pa rin though si Bench PNC. The Call of the Forge God is now being activated. Mahuhuli dito si Ibiga Celeste. Here comes the engage. That's gonna be one man down. That's gonna be Chen falling down for the side of West Point Esports. Kaso may distortion na nangyayari. That's gonna be the Orn falling down. Pero ngayon for the side of Bloodseekers, they do not want any more deaths from their side. Gusto nilang mag-back out. Sabi nila, okay na yun. Napatay na natin yung isa. That's gonna be Chen falling down for the side of West Point Esports. And BSK, they're hoping to have more takes like that.
Yeah, a 2-for-1, and still the advantage on the side of West Point Esports. Pero that's a good shutdown goal, if ever, on the side of BSK. So, kumbaga, for another day na lang. Talagang kuha lang, then go for another day, fight for another day. And again, guys, we have another code flash on the screen. I hope someone gets it kasi kanina I think there's someone who already got it. So, just take a look at the skin. Just go with a missing letter and number. Like that.
Try nyo mag-R. Baka Ronzo yun.
Tama.
But yeah, looking at this one, no, it's sa ating 15-minute game dash. West Point Esports, they clearly have the advantage. Napakalaking gold lead for them, 5,000 gold lead. And the BSK, Bloodseekers, medyo may hirapan pa sila makabawi this time around.
Yeah, they need to find a way to at least go for an answer. Go for picks, try for ganks. Yun talaga yung kailangan nila gawin dito. Picks lang talaga yung magiging answer nila. But, okay, the aggression from Munin.
Medyo, panakot. Alam niya kasi na wala ding damage dito ang Bloodseekers. But that empowered for skill by Chen, men, tinapyas yung 1 point ng buhay, ni nothing to say.
Yeah. And what's hard about this is that Khalid doesn't even have the first item yet. So that's why we're having a hard time right now in the game. And for sure, if ever this really drags on, the snowball of West Point Esports would be just as good. Kaya kailangan nila makahanap ng way to at least get some shutdown golds, try to traverse this 4K gold lead whenever they can. But look at the pressure from West Point Esports.
West Point Esports, parang sinasabi nila dito, Kuya Dash, mukhang hindi na sila makakuha ng shutdown gold dito.
Yeah.
Ganun yung ginagawa nila eh.
Hard talaga makakuha ng shutdown gold. Kasi when you're this behind and Godglid didn't have enough ganks, talagang mahihirapan siya pumasok even in his own jungle. That's why this Rift Herald would just be taken pretty easily by the side of West Point Esports.
Kumbaga dito, ang Bloodseekers, they have been outdrafted eh.
Yeah.
Parang may kulang sa sinigang nila, may kulang sa pakbit. For the side of Bloodseekers dito, kaibigan din. Kulang sa asim yung yung draft dito ng BSK, which is really true. Kulang sila sa asim, kulang sila sa initiation factor.
Yeah,
diba? Wala silang pangpasok eh.
Yeah, we said that a while ago na yung team nila nagpo-focus on counter engages and wala silang any way to engage yung
Oh no, this is very bad. Godglid has been taken away by the side of West Point Esports. Kulang pa rin sa asim talaga.
Oh my, that is really, oh my god, that is really good for the side of West Point Esports. They're just winning every fight, every bout that they can. They just go in, try to get the kill, and they would be able to get the kill. And that is really unfortunate for the side of Bloodseekers. I hope they find a way to answer back. Kasi they are getting engaged one by one. And hindi sila makakuha ng 5v5 fight just because napipick sila before the fight even happens.
Yeah. Kasi that happens, kaya sila napipick off is most obviously wala silang control sa kanilang jungle mismo.
Exactly. They don't
Which
have
is
any info.
very, very hard, man. Sobrang sakit nun for them. Kumbaga, naka-quarantine sila sa mismong bahay nila ngayon for the side of Bloodseekers.
Again, they can't even get out. That's a problem here for the side of PSK. I hope lang na makahanap sila ng way kasi I haven't seen a Shadow Surge from the Vex yet.
True.
Since a while ago. Hindi pa ako nakakita ng Shadow Surge. And I'm waiting for them to use it. Go for an engage, go for a fear, combo that with a Horn of the Forge God. And that might be the answer dun sa hinahanap nating initiation factor.
Kaso, hopefully, BSK or Bloodseekers will have that damage. Yung damage kasi talaga yung problema nila dito eh. Hindi pa nagpa-pop off si Godclid, wala pa masyadong item dito si Cheesecake. Yes, the Essence River, yes. But I think it's still not enough kung itatapat mo siya sa Lee Sin na may Gourd Drinker at 3-0 and 4 yung kanyang scoreline.
Almost gets the second item pa nga. So, sobrang nakakatakot rin ito. Pero I think, bot lane.
Medyo masikip, but eto na, speak of masikip, here comes all of the Forge God, airborne ni Sochen, and yun yung mga gusto mangyari. Yun yung mga gusto scenario dito, Bloodseekers. Yung makabawi sila, makapick up sila one by one. Pero si Mule dito na po, medyo naiipis siya doon mga kaibigan sa Last with the Distortion. Sasabog yung mukha dito ni Godclid. But here comes a Shadow Surge. Has been used, kaibigan Dash. Yun yung hinahanap mo. But the Distortion and the Flash play by Celeste is successful. Nakuha nila dito yung Janna ng Bloodseekers. But that kick, that Dragon's Fury by Munin is a very on point. May snare dito, mga kaibigan. Si kaibigan Bench PNC, and he's gonna be falling down for the side of Bloodseekers. Though, Celeste, medyo masamang scenario ito for the side of West Point Esports kasi si Cheesecake, nakakuha ng shutdown bounty.
What was that? That kick coming in from West Point Esports. Munin once more.
Naku po, Munin once more mga kaibigan with that Sonic Wave. It connected once more mga kaibigan. May flash na mag-aaling kay Sochen pero it will not be enough. Another Sonic Wave. Will it be enough? The answer will be no. Naku po, Bloodseekers, they are now heating up dito kaibigan Dash. Godclid with that dash. Zephyr being activated by this Janna with the tornado. Kaso, yung ultimate Nezreal just to end that fight. Napakahabang clash nun, kaibigan Dash.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for Bloodseekers. This is really what they needed. They got a lot of shutdown goals. I think almost all of the members from West Point Esports nakuha na nila ng shutdown goals, especially si Munin who has a lot. But now, okay, look at that. Mule.
No po! Celeste! And Mule with the two-man job, riding in tandem mga kaibigan. Distortion and that Blade Caller play for the side of West Point Esports. Patay ang dalawa for the side of Bloodseekers.
Yeah, I think that's good. I thought that was good pala for Bloodseekers, but while I was saying that, they lost the Hex Link. I thought that was it. That could have been the icing on top of the cake for them. But just because of that kill, just because of that death, now this is gonna be the Baron call pretty easily for West Point Esports.
BSK, Bloodseekers has nothing to do with this Baron call na ginawa ng Bloodseekers. Kapag naagaw-tan din natin to sa yamin, ako sa crush kami. But I think hindi na mapayagang mangyari doon ng mga taga West Point Esports, mga kaibigan. And, muntik lang. Muntik pa.
Okay.
Muntik lang. Medyo pinakabalang ako with the timing ng true shot barrage. But yeah, West Point Esports will be securing that battle.
Yeah, that is really scary. Honestly, with the Hex Gates also na ginagawa na. That's the reason why Toons had the confidence to go for that because may Hex Gates tayo na are really excited to see kasi they can make some different plays all around the map because of this.
Yeah, true. West Point Esports, man, kailangan lang nilang gawin yung ginagawa nila ngayon in order for them to close this game out. But for the side of Bloodseekers, nakikita na natin ang potential yung draft nila eh. Diba? They took 3 members from West Point Esports from the earlier clashes and those skills, hindi siya madaling nakuha, yes, pero uh, it could be the start. But Celeste dito, mga kaibigan, 1v1 against the Great One. Nefheimer sumasabog at kumakatay ang kanyang mukha dito kay Celeste.
Yeah, if that ethereal chain's connected, Horn of the Forge God.
Oh, yung Forge God, mga kaibigan, will there be an airborne dito, Celeste? Will he fall down, Kaso? Wow! Oh, yung play, but the true shot barrage just to end the suffering of Celeste. Medyo na-snipe out siya doon, man. 360 no-scope ito ni kaibigan Cheesecake. But this Baron buff na meron ang side ng West Point Esports is such a pain for the side of Bloodseekers. And Mule with that kill on towards Godflip.
Yeah, operator from Spawn yung ginawa kanina sa top side of the map.
Yeah.
Looking at what we're seeing here, it's really West Point is what was that damage from Mule? Yeah, that's half HP, or rather 2/3 of the HP of Bench just because of one blade color.
Yeah. Well, Manamune, Eclipse, Cyrilda's Grudge. Oh no! Sonic Wave will connect. Casted by Nothing to Say. And well, Nothing to Say. Bloodseekers has nothing to do with the siege na ginagawa ng West Point Esports. And makukuha nila dito yung mid inhibitor as well as the bottom tier tower ng mga tago Bloodseekers.
And Mule again aggressive.
Naku po, Mule dito with the Zhonya's Hourglass being popped off. That's gonna be the ultimate being popped off as well for him. But that's gonna be a double kill for Mule. Naku po, masakit talaga yung lethality. Sayang, mga kaibigan. You have to respect that. But Bench PLC with the Shadow Surge. Will he be getting one? Yes, he will. He will be getting Mule down. Pero will that be enough? Cheesecake and Nothing to Say is the only man left standing for the side of BSK. The distortion play! Masakit ang damage dito ni kaibigang Celeste, and Nothing to Say, feeling ko he has nothing to do with this one. 25 minutes onto our game time. Sigil of Silence for that LeBlanc will connect, pero kita natin yung damage, man, no? Ang sakit.
Yeah.
And that's the West Point Esports.
Yeah, West Point Esports winning that game very, very decisively with the way that they played all around the map. BSK wasn't able to answer. And that is exactly what we're looking for during the whole time. BSK tried to fight to shut down goals. Nagkaroon sila ng chance to do that though. They had some ways to get the shutdown goals. They had some ways to get the kills. But when they got it, West Point Esports fought back twofold. And that was a scary West Point Esports right there. And I hope someone is ready for them to be taken on during the finals. Kasi congratulations for West Point Esports for being one of our finalists. And makikita natin later on kung sino mga kalaban nila.
Well, I'm very excited sa ating game number 2. But before we head on to our game number 2, kaibigan Dash, what are your thoughts? What went wrong? Or what went wrong, tama, for the side of Bloodseekers?
Yeah, I think BSK had a hard time using their win conditions for themselves just because of the Lee Sin disrupting yung mga ginagawa. Talagang tinatry nila kunin yung win condition nila na let's try to get some damage, let's try to get this later on. Pero what's wrong with their composition is that they don't have a lot of early game to mid game damage, kaya wala silang nagagawa for the objectives. Siguro na-outdraft sila just also because of how LeBlanc and also the Saya played out during that game. Sobrang lakas ng damage nila, kitang-kita naman natin kanina.
True. Man, yung Lee Sin potential, yung early game potential is ang Lee Sin to disrupt a lane. Naging fruitful for the side of West Point Esports. Hindi na nakabawi. Sila Cheesecake and Nothing to Say sa bottom main side of the map. But that's gonna be the first game of this Elder Dragon series. Don't go away. Don't touch that browser. We will be back after a few minutes.
guiding us through the dark. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny.
Lock the door.
You are watching the Elder Dragon Series for January 2022, a 5v5 game, a 5v5 tournament hosted in the League of Legends page of Discord. Once again, I'm Razu, together with me is Dash, and we are now down to our second series of this game.
Yeah, and I hope I think this series would be an exciting one. Kizoku versus looking for a sponsor. We have a lot of very, very big teams here right now, or rather big players. Kasi meron tayo on the other side, we have Azra. And also, let's talk about Marriage first, who is a very, very great content creator. But Azra is the rank 1 challenger right now in the jungle for the side of Kizoku. And
Mhm.
on the other hand, looking for a sponsor was one of the champions for the Elder Dragon Championship. Kasi yung team nila before Divergent, right now he has another team which is looking for a sponsor. And Devoured would be the one right there on the jungle. So kumbaga, jungler versus jungler, sino malakas, sino angat, sino mas sikat sa kanila pareho. So let's see kung sino talaga iaangat.
Gusto ko yung sino mas sangat, sino mas sikat. Parang ano yung mga 2012 face-off.
Exactly.
Ganun yung ano eh, ganun yung tema din. But yeah, Kizoku is up against LFS or looking for sponsor. Well, sino nga ba lineup dito ng Kizoku? They have Mirage, Azra, Endless Love, Post1 AD, and I prefer Winter and Lee So Jong for their sub. As Dash said, Dax tuloy masasabi ko. As Dash said, Azra, siya lang naman yung ating rank 1 challenger ngayon for the PH server. And kung sa papel, no? Sa papel, malakas ang Kizoku.
Yep.
Right? So, kung titignan mo sa papel at itself. But on the other hand, for looking for sponsor, Devoured nandito siya. Tulad nga sabi mo kanina, or tulad nga ng sinabi ni Midnight sa atin, si Devoured na lang yung lone wolf dito.
Yeah.
Diba? Siya yung pinaka-senior dito sa team na to, dito sa Elder Dragon series. And let's see kung paano niya ba i-guide yung kanyang team towards this finals. And if ever na manalo sila sa Kizoku, baka sila yung baka isa sila sa mga makatalo sa West Point Esports.
Yeah, that is really what I'm looking for here. Is if ever whoever wins this, they're gonna be the ones facing off against the finalists, which is West Point Esports, who has been a very kumbaga juggernaut right now on West Point Esports that they need to defeat. Pero kailangan mo na lang tignan tong kalaban nila for now, Kizoku versus looking for a sponsor. And I hope we get an interesting match here. Kasi a lot of the members also from looking for a sponsor are challengers during season 11. So that's why I'm kind of scared for Kizoku. Even though on paper, they're strong. Also, looking for a sponsor are strong on paper then because of their solo queue ranks.
Yeah. Kumbaga, they're both strong on paper. Tingnan na lang natin, no? Kung paano nila i-play out tong game na to. As we can see right now, Kog'Maw ban for the side of Kizoku and the Lee Sin finally for the side of LFS. Ayaw na siguro nila makakita ng super aggressive or super proactive na Lee Sin sa jungle.
Yeah, exactly. We want to see a very different jungler right now. Kasi Lee Sin a while ago was very domineering because of how they use it. And almost every time, whenever you have a jungler made, they want to use Lee Sin just because they can dictate the face of the game.
Yeah.
And now they banned a lot of champions in the bottom. I think those champions na binaban nila ay lahat ng champions na ginamit ni Korean AD during the last games that they had.
Yun nga eh. Napatingin din ako eh. Like, Draven, I mean, na-scout dito si Korean AD, that's for sure.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
got scouted. Yeah. And this is a direct ban for Korean AD, which is, as we all know, kapag dinirect ban ka, nire-respeto ka.
For sure.
Diba? And Korean AD received that respect coming out from the side of Kizoku, but
Jace.
Mirage will be locking at that Jace, as we've said earlier before this live started, no? Jace is one of the most contested picks dito sa series na to.
Yeah, especially with these teams. Even a while ago, West Point Esports and Bloodseekers, I thought that they're gonna go for a Jace, but they didn't went for it. But this Corki, right now, very, very strong because of the AP and also the poke builds that they had right now, roaming around everywhere. Kaya they're using the build right now for Corki, and I think he's a really, really good pick in the mid lane.
Tignan lang natin kung sinong katapat niya dito, kasi you wouldn't want to be that Corki na makatapat na isang Yasuo, I suppose, no? Kasi medyo mahirapan ka at some point. Pero Devoured dito, it's time to show off. Camille will be hovered by Devoured, and it's a mixture of sa first two picks dito ng LFS, parang ang gusto nilang i-draft out dito is they want to engage because they have the Corki with that package, no? Probably, and the Hextech Ultimatum dito ng Camille.
Yeah, and also pala, I forgot to point out that because they targeted the bans on Korean AD, it would be
Madami na
hard for
open.
them to already. Yeah, because of that, there's a lot of things open against them. And also, when you target ban an ADC, lahat ng pinik niya during that last time, you don't know what he's gonna pull out.
Yeah.
For sure, these players have a lot on their
Mhm.
package, on their pools, kaya it's gonna be harder for you.
True enough. Kasi kung titignan natin, yes, ito yung, tulad nga sabi mo kanina, ito nga yung ginagamit ni Korean AD. But what if Korean AD plays Kalista even though Kalista is dead?
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah, exactly.
may mga ganong klaseng scenario dito. But what can King's rival Kizoku or anong prepare nila dito? Kasi nag-blind pick sila dito isang Braum. And Braum signifies that engage kayo, okay, pasok kayo, istakan ko kayo ng Winter's Bite.
Yep, and the Glacial Fissure also would
yeah.
stop them in their tracks for sure. And for sure, I think the reason why they went in for the Braum pick is because they want to counter the Corki, especially when he has the big one. If ever na meron
The big Corki.
yeah. That's what's scary about this. Pero what's good about that is that they opened up the Thresh, which is also a good pick against this team composition. They have the Vex, they have the Jace. A death sentence is easy to hit on this team composition. That's why they went for that Thresh.
Well, kung titignan mo, may lockdown sila coming up from that Kabil. So, Hextech Ultimatum not landing is not an excuse for the side of LFS. But, for the side of LFS, binan nila dito yung Lucian. And, well, that's given. You wouldn't want to see a Lucian Braum combo sa bottom lane kasi mahirap tibagin yan. Right? And, for the side of King's Rival Kizoku, I think kailangan nila mag-ban dito ng ADC na lang.
Yeah,
What do you think?
if they want to ban something, puro ADCs na lang ibaban nila. So kumbaga, what they want to do here is to at least target a pick for Korean AD right now, and that's exactly what they want to do. That is really so much respect for Korean AD. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I'm not sure if this is the right way to go for it, but they can use something different in the bot lane. You might be sure maybe they're gonna be using Syndra. They might be using something different in the bot lane that could be potentially be surprising for the side right now of Kizoku. But like what I'm saying, that a while ago was picked, so Korean AD can still pick that.
I mean, sama ka naman sa sinabi mo kanina eh. They wouldn't be here in this tournament kung ilang champions na yung kaya nilang gamitin.
Yeah, and
Diba?
it would happen. They were able to get Saya.
And if you're looking to force Korean AD sa isang champion na hindi siya komportable, what champion is it? Do you know that champion? Diba?
Yeah.
Yun ang mahirap eh.
Yeah, if hindi siya comfortable with the pick, his teammates are comfortable with their picks. Yeah, exactly. Which is why it's super hard. If ever, I think that Jin is a really good pick against this Saya. Kasi yes, she doesn't have much damage early on in the game, and that is where Jin thrives. The early game advantage that he has in the range that he has. And dami niya pang CC, which is good.
But on the flip side of the coin, no, Jin medyo, if ever na maging makunat dito si Devoured with that Camille, no, if ever Devoured will have that momentum na, alam mo yun, kumable lang ng kumable, mag-cable lang na mag-cable, dun papunta sa Jin ng Kizoku, is Jin doesn't have that mobility na umalis sa Hextech Ultimatum or sa mga crowd control ni Devoured.
I can see a Trundle pick here if ever they want to, pero Hecarim is also a really good, honestly, a really good pick against the Shinzao. Pero if they want to get that early, yes,
sir.
I forgot about this. Olaf gets a 1v1 with this, but yeah, he's baiting us at this point. So if ever they're going for that, the Jarvan just made it easier for them to get a win here. Just because of this pick for looking for sponsor, having the Camille, there's a lot of ways to lock down. And there's not a lot of dashes.
Yeah.
Except for I prefer Winter, there's not a lot of dashes on the side, right? Or Azra, sorry, on the side right now of Kizoku. And that's where they're gonna have a hard time. That's why they picked up the Jarvan here.
True. And post 1 AD, yes, baka magkaroon siya ng dash with the use of Gale Force, pero it will not be enough sa mga crowd control na meron ang side ng LFS. Since LFS, they have the death sentence, they have the lockdown by Camille and Jarvan 4. Kulang na nga lang dito yung Galio eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Yung super slam dunk composition na pwedeng gawin dito ng LFS,
Yeah.
Galio mid. Yun lang ang kulang sa kanila in order for them to have the dream wombo combo for their
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, what I like about this is that on the side of Kizoku, they have a lot of combinations of damages and also ways to push enemies out of the way whenever they go for a fight. Pero if you think about it, Jarvan 4 and Thresh are just there as distractions. And Corki and Saya are the only ones who are i-expect mo na magkakaroon ng malaking damage dito.
Damage.
And what Kabil would do would probably split push. That
Yeah.
is basically what she's gonna do. And against the Jace, on a 1v1, I think Camille has the big advantage at
Mhm.
mid-game at least.
Mid-game, yeah. Kasi Camille, makunat siya eh. Well, Jace is that kind of champion wherein, yes, he has the damage, but he does not have the sustainability katulad ng isang Camille na meron siyang shield eh. Diba? Camille has the shield and Jace doesn't have that. So, this top lane matchup will be something to watch out for. Alk against Menage sa top lane.
Yeah. And I hope this game, yeah, and I'm not just hoping, I'm sure this game is exciting. And I really want to see Vex winning a game. Because honestly, if ever Vex would be the way for them to get into the fights. Because we're having the same problem as we had a while ago. Yes, they have the engage from the Shinzao, pero what you're expecting from a Shinzao is not really so much of an engage kasi magda-dash in lang naman siya, wala siyang masyadong, kumbaga, wala siyang big CC
Mm-hmm.
to count them all with a grand entrance, for example. And Vex might be the answer na hinahanap natin doon. Shadow Surge onto the W, that could be the answer for them to get CCs after Shinzao gets in. And I hope they would be able to pull that off.
Pero in terms of damage, sobrang lamang dito ng Kizoku. Like, if you see their draft, man, this is a Jace we're talking about. Once this Jace has the lethality items, yung kanyang gate, pas yung kanyang bola, this guy can turn into nuts. Pero, on the flip side naman, kapag napitas dito si Jace, that's game over for the side of Kizoku.
Yeah, but if ever I'm talking about damage talaga, if ever damage potential, what I'm scared of is Corky and Saya. Talaga. Kasi I'm expecting if ever they're gonna go
Ooh.
for an engage, what's good about this, a Corky and a Saya has a lot of damage potential from a safe place.
Tsaka
Yeah.
at tsaka walang aabot sa kanila sa likod.
Yeah, exactly. Tapos,
Oh,
there's a lot of melee champions and that is where Saya thrives. Kasi if ever lumapit sila sa kanya, a one blade collar would stop them on their tracks.
yeah. Nakita naman natin yung damage kanina ng blade collar from the previous game and it hurts.
Yeah.
Literally. On the other hand naman, no, like, what if si Devoured nilock in yung All of Jungle? Do you think it will make sense? Kasi parang, ang ganda din ng All of Jungle in terms of diving in onto this Jin na iilangin niya lang. What do you think?
I think the reason why they picked the Jorvan for is para meron silang safety net. Kasi if ever Olaf, it's the same story of a Lee Sin. Kasi you want it to get an advantage in the early game. And Olaf is exactly that. Kasi sa late game wala siyang masyadong advantage. They just went for a more utility type ng jungle. Kasi Olaf would just give you slows. Not enough for them to get into the fight. Kasi they want to get in their faces eh. Yun yung basically gusto nila. And then Olaf doesn't have that. Meron siya sige for himself, pero for his teammates, he's not gonna help.
Kumbaga, self, and the team over yourself ang ginawa dito. No? Very, very well
Hindi
said.
self-love.
Ewan ko sa'yo.
pero parang ganun na nga yan nangyayari dito. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to help out their teammates. And something that we always forget whenever we see a Jorvan getting picked is yung Demasian standard, merong binibigay na attack speed sa teammates. Nakakalimutan lagi natin yun na yung flag and drag. Meron siyang attack speed na binibigay and it helps your team. Lalo-lalo na you have a Corky, Asaya, and a Camille on your team.
It's the little things na hindi natin napapansin lagi.
Yeah.
Yung little efforts na yun, no?
Yeah.
Yung
Exactly. The little efforts.
The little efforts.
And yun na nga yung ginagawa dito ni Devoured. Kaya I hope he becomes the hero na kailangan ng team nila para makaangat silang lahat. Kumbaga kahit maging stepping stone siya, it's okay. Kasi at least they're gonna be winning in the end.
Yeah. Well, I'm very much excited to see what happens dito sa ating game number 2 or series number 2, Kizoku against LFS. Or Dashing Divergent na sinabi nga ni Dash kanina. And
and also Kizoku is I won't discount the fact that this team is also good. Kasi right now, at the start of the season, imagine Azra being the number one challenger.
Good pickup.
That is a really, really great feat to do. Kasi number one challenger with 900 plus points. Ata si
Yeah.
Azra right now. And si Merej, we have seen him play a lot rin naman. He's a very good player. Even though na we see him a lot playing, he's also good. We can see his skills so when he streams.
Yeah. And he has the knowledge, man.
Yep.
PH last hope. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not really sure why, but there's a lot of familiar names. Endless Love, Boss 180, and I prefer Winter. I think I've seen them before. And I am really familiar with these names, to be honest. And I know that they're really good players since before, even in the Elder Dragon series during those times. And yep, what's good about these teams rin pala is that other than Alt in the top lane, all of them played their champions once lang during the whole time ng Elder Dragon series. Sige, yung iba dalawang beses, pero other than Alt, almost every one of them has a
Yeah.
big champion pool.
Yeah. Titignan natin dito sa stat sheets natin, no? I prefer Winter. He played Grom 2 times for the past qualifiers. Tapos si Mirage Jace twice. Sobrang laki ng kanilang hero pool. And ito yung sinasabi natin na flexibility in terms of drafting. Meron sigurong lamang doon ang Kizoku. And looking at this one, Dash, napakaganda ng ginagawa dito ng Kizoku. They are anticipating yung pwedeng gawin
Yung
dito.
word.
Yung word daw, yeah.
Yeah, they're expecting that Ajimu would go or someone would go for a ward, a deep ward here. If ever Ajimu oversteps his bounds, for
Nako
sure
po.
mamamatay siya dito. Kaya hinaabangan lang talaga ng members dito ng Kizoku yung expected nilang gagawin dito ng LFS. Pero LFS, hindi sila nagpapatinag kaya chill lang sila dito.
Chillings lang habang naghihintay ng pwedeng pumace check. Kasi if ever nga na may pumace check dito, nako po, press Fs. Talaga.
Yeah, press F to pay respects for the mans, whoever does that. Pero right now, very chill. Both of our junglers on different sides. Actually, I think they're gonna be going on the same sides of the map. So if ever they're gonna be going on the top side, never mind, opposite sides sila. So for sure, we're not gonna be seeing a lot of action still. Most likely, successful ganks muna yung makikita natin for both of our junglers.
Ito yung sinasabi natin about junglers na na sila yung magdidikta ng laning phase sa kanilang mga laners. Hindi naman yung laners. Like, it's their sole job is to help their laners to win their lanes. I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes sense, no? Pero, if you're a good jungler, you can win the whole game.
Yep. Yeah, basically they're the type of players na sila yung kumbaga yung parang solo carry. They can solo carry a solo queue match. Pero on this one, on a competitive stance that everyone is good, everyone is expecting ganks, it's a bit harder to do. Pero that's not gonna phase a very good jungler and yun pa rin gagawin nila. Pero mid lane, wow, what was that?
That damage coming off from Endless Love. Endless damage has been given away onto Ajim. Wala siyang nabawi dun, men.
Tinatry niya bumawi to
Oo.
be honest. Pero at this point, wala pa siya masyado beda, especially with the fear that Endless Love does.
Yun yung mahirap if you're up against this Vex. Yes, wala siyang mobility, but if you get feared out, napaka-annoying eh. It's
Yeah.
annoying to lay it out against this Vex, kaibigan Dash.
Yeah, it's like you're playing an Annie that is quite easier to play. Na dahil you have a CC rin with your passive na mas madaling i-regenerate yung gloom
Yeah.
mo, especially when you have a lot of dashes on the enemy team.
Yeah, actually, kung titignan natin dito yung Vex na nakita natin from last game, napaka-konting Shadow Surge, Storm Surge tuloy, yung sabi ko. Napaka-konting
Yeah.
Shadow Surge yung nagamit niya. But yung mga Shadow Surge siya doon is very, very commendable. Nakakapatay siya. But this time around, this Shadow Surge will be beneficial kasi may frontliners sila ngayon. Diba? Meron ng Braum, meron ng Sinzao, and let's see how will this pan out for Endless Love.
Kaya yung Shadow Surge onto personal space talaga yung hinahanap ko every time.
Yeah.
Whenever
True.
they have that. Kasi what the damage, hindi siya damage, sa CC
CC.
na magagawa nila during that time is very, very strong and super scary to fight against.
Yeah. Plus yung burst damage pa ng isang Vex onto the latter stages of the game. Nakakatakot yan, men.
Yeah. Super scary. Pero ito, junglers, full clearing yung ginawa ng both of our junglers kasi they're not seeing any potential ganks on any sides of the map. Or rather, merong potential sa top lane. Pero si Alt kasi naka-push back. Sobra. Kaya, and also the pathing of both of our junglers are not ideal dun sa naging state of the lane. Yeah.
That's kinda true. So, dito siguro natin i-expect yung slow game. Right? Like, yung
Yep.
mga siguro clash natin dito is
Oh,
around
never mind.
5 minutes. Oh, never mind. I take that back. That's gonna be the Winter's Bite, no? Nang mapaprop dito onto Mini Meow. Mini Meow with a death sentence. It will land onto I Prefer Winter. The second skill by Azure will not connect. The flash out,
1
though.
HP.
1
Wow.
HP, yes, indeed. But here comes Devoured. Wala na siyang combo dito, I think, kasi ginamit niya na for him to jump off that terrain. Doon sa may bottom lane side of the map.
Yeah, I thought that could be it. I Prefer Winter really went in for that engage with the Winter's Bite, but not enough for them to get the kills, which is really unfortunate for their side. They used a lot of utilities there.
Yeah, that's very true. Four summoner spells has been burned for the both supports. Diba? No sums for the both of these supports. And here comes the code. Mga kaibigan, ano nga kaya yan? Anong
Uy,
scene
nasa
nga kaya
una.
makuha dyan? Nasa unahan, mga kaibigan. Malay nyo, Q yan.
Malay nga ba natin Q yan? Kasi
Diba?
you have a lot of ways. You have your keyboard, your whole keyboard here para i-type ko ano yung makukuha yung skin. Pero again, oh wait. Pero reminder lang, Guardian of the Sands Janna, Darkstar Karma, Star Guardian Zoe, and Black Frost Renekton. Sino ba namang hihindi dyan?
Black Frost Renekton lang. Masaya na ako dyan.
For sure.
But yeah, nakita natin doon LFS securing that Drake. Is that the Cloud? At that I'm seeing, no? Hindi ko lang napansin masyado. But yeah, that's the first Drake going on to the side of LFS. It will not make any difference for now kasi wala pang skirmish na nangyayari. But let's see onto the later stage of the game kung sino makakapagdikta ng game na to.
Yep. Excited to see on who exactly will do that. But right now, both of our junglers still on the chill side of things. They're now going for the second phase of clearing. And that's why they're trying to full clear their jungles. Usually, that's the way to clear out your jungle. But right now, I think they're finding ways to get themselves onto a gank here.
Yeah, like yung mga junglers natin dito naiinip na but wala ba madalawan dyan, men? But on to the top side, Mirage! Naku po, with that flash in, Mirage with the first blood for the side of Kizoku. That's a big one kasi it has been silent in the rift for the past 6.5 minutes.
Yep, good shock blasts there, and also the Skies was able to do a lot of damage for the side of Mirage, and he was able to get the kill. Really interesting to see. And also, right now, he has a lot of items. Look at that. A lot of long swords.
Long swords.
Yep.
Plus 180 though. Ito siguro mahirap if you're a Jhin and you're up against Isaiah kasi like medyo lugi ka in terms of attack speed eh. Parang pwede kang i-bully out ng isang Saya, i-push yung wave mo, hindi ka makaalis, hindi ka maka-respond sa mga pwede ibigay ng another team if you're this Jhin sa bottom side ng Kizoku.
Yeah, that is really what they're looking for here. That's why Korean AD has big advantage, but the net sentence.
The sentence will connect pero parang respeto na sa tower, panakot lang mga kaibigan. Azra, here comes the play. Here comes the endless love right here. The Shadow Surge is dead mga kaibigan. That's gonna be another kill for the side of Kizoku. That's a big one for endless love, man. We're talking about the Vex here and we all know how Vex strong is kapag na-build niya na yung kanyang mga items for her to burst out.
Yeah, good kills on the board for Kizoku. Really going for those very aggressive plays, especially for the Vex. Pag naka-hit talaga si Endless Love ng Fear, that's a death sentence for Ajimo every time. Yeah.
You know what's next kapag nabinyagang dito ng isang Vex kaibigan. But 8 minutes on our game time, 100 goldie for the side of Kizoku. But that snare though, that snare by Post 1 AD, Curtain Call has been activated. Manatama niya kaya I think parang panakot lang to. And tatangay lang naman ni Minimio yan.
Yeah, pulling them back right there. Very smart play, but I think that is not enough for them to be able to get the kill because even though that is the state of the lane since a while ago, Korean AD still has the advantage in the bot lane, but I think they're looking for a kill here.
Boss 180 is a little bit of situation dito. Medyo malalim ka dyan, kaibigan. Death Sentence, tamang timing lang. Play will connect. The flash in. The Death Sentence will not connect though. I prefer Winter. Here comes the ultimate. By that side, Korean AD is still alive. Boss 180 is still alive. But here, package by Corky. Mga kaibigan, will not be another kill for the side of LFS. The answer will be yes, double kill for Ajimo. And Corky with a double kill. Oh no. Oh no.
Wow. Just with one package, that changed the whole state of things for Ajimo in the mid lane. Because of that, he might be able to get the mana win after he backs away after this wave. And that is a big advantage for his side. Oh, look at this, Flag and Drag.
Oh no. Cataclysm will connect. Doon kay Endless Love, mga kaibigan, devoured with the kill on towards Endless Love. And man, oh man, LFS right here. Nakakakuha na sila ng momentum.
Yeah, looking for sponsor, pushing back. They want to get this win. And Azra, oh, they're going for a gank here.
They're going for another gank here. Azra will that kill on towards devoured, mga kaibigan. Ako po. Yata magandang sign to for the side of Kizoku. Yes, Azra had that kill, but still, kung makikita natin, Corky 2-1-1 with that mana mune na sinabi mo pagka-recall niya is very, very bad for the side of Kizoku.
Yeah, especially on a 1v1, Xin Zhao is unparalleled. Nobody could fight against a 1v1 against him, and for sure, he's always gonna be winning against him. And Devoured, he used the flag and drag, and that's the reason why he wasn't able to get out of that fight.
Yeah, actually, kung titignan din natin dito, Kizoku, medyo slow start yung bottom lane nila eh. Diba? Their bottom lane is not something we expected to see. Tulad sabi mo kanina, like, Jin has the range advantage, diba?
Yeah.
Hindi yun yung nakita natin at this point around. 10.5 minutes, medyo na down sila. Medyo na push out yung lane nila dito sa bottom lane side.
Yeah, they're losing big time in the bottom lane. And also, giving the big kills for Ajimu in the mid lane would just really help you out for the side of looking for a sponsor. Having the mid laner with the package, especially later on the objectives, I think they would have a big advantage here. And also because meron na sila first item.
Nako po, ito na. Here comes the Dragon Death for the side of LFS. The curtain call has been activated, mga kaibigan. Here comes the ultimate by Thresh. The Lantern will connect just to save up Korean AD. But Endless Love, wala siyang mapa-personal space doon, mga kaibigan. Binigyan niya muna space yung kanya mga kalab.
Yeah, not enough to get the kill. Really unfortunate for the side right now of Kizoku, kasi they were able to get both the dragons for the side of looking for a sponsor. Big advantages, but everyone, look at the codes right now in your screen. Check that out, cash that out, get those skins right now.
Ano kayang letter yan? Malay mo L yan kasi love. Yeah.
Ah, yes. February, magka-February na kasi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And also, everyone, I hope you're still ready for more codes kasi magkakaroon pa tayo ng maraming codes. Kasi right now, kumbaga, parang ano lang to eh. Parang ito pa lang yung taas. Mamaya, mas nadami pa yung codes natin dyan.
Mas nadami pa yan. Malay nyo, ano dyan. Malay nyo lang naman, di ba? Makakuha kayo ng Black Cross Renekton. Pero nako po, mukhang may na-lockdown na dito. Here comes the Cataclysm, the lockdown on towards Endless Love. Pero may pagpasok din sa ibigang Azra. Rather, nasobrahan na ako. Here comes the Death Sentence. It will connect, and that's gonna be another kill for the side of LFS. And nakakatakot na to for the side of Kizoku. Yes, nakakuha sila ng 2 good pick-up in the first few minutes of the game, but it did not pan out well for them kasi dito, ang LFS, they have this Corky, the 3-1-2, and alam natin how strong Corky is right now.
Max range death sentence from Mimi Meow. I wasn't expecting it from a mile away, but that sentence was able to hit. Now, with that, Ref Herald and also playthings for Ajimu, pinapalakas lang talaga nila si Ajimu at this point in the game.
Yeah, actually, medyo may hirapan na sila dito if ever na Ajimu will be having his second item, third item. Wala na silang sagot.
Yeah.
Dito sa Corky na to.
Yeah, if that is gonna be the Luden's Echo later on for the Corky, that is hard to fight against for sure. Kasi the poke's potentials from Corky is just so big, and Ajimu would just be happy on that very safe position mamaya. Kasi for sure long range ibabato yung mga rockets niya later.
Tulad nga sabi sa nakita ko yun ng umaga na may bagong FPS game pala, Valorant.
Yeah.
ang Riot Games. And that's Corky shooting out these ultimates. Diba?
Yeah.
Barilan eh.
Oo nga eh. Yun talaga yung hinahanap nila dito. I hope the skill shots would be able to hit, and that deals a lot of damage for sure. And what I'm looking for here since a while ago is that Kizoko getting the early game advantage, but it's not looking good for them. Looking for sponsor, they have a very late game composition here. They have 3 late game champions on their hands, but they're working their way up there, and it's really working in their favor. And it's not really good with both the engage, you know.
Here comes the engage. The Glacial Fissure has been activated by I Preferred Winter, and that's gonna be 1 kill for the side of Kizoku. A good kill, pero napakadaming utilities, napakadaming skills na nagamit doon for that single kill alone. But tingnan natin kung magiging worth it ba in the long run.
Yeah, one mistake, and that's already one death for looking for sponsor. But that is a really smart play from Azra. He was expecting the Demacian Standard to come in right there, but Alk doesn't have any vision on the top side.
Naku po, medyo masakit to para kay Ock, mga kaibigan. That's gonna be cancelled. Third skill for him. Here comes the Hextech Ultimatum. Can he get one Azra? Is low on HP. Miresh with that secure. Pero here comes Corky Ajimu. Naku po, pinasabog yung mukha dito. Here comes the damage. Hindi maganda to for the side of Kizoku dahil alam naman natin lahat kung gaano kasakit dito, Corky. Here comes the Lantern. Here comes the play. Here comes the play for the side of looking for sponsor. Can Ajimu take Azra down? The answer will be yes. Azra will not. Oh no! I take that back. Akala ko di siya makatakas doon, pero dito na si Kuya mo Korean AD with that clean up on towards Azra. And that Gale Force play para kay Korean AD. Though, here comes the Shadow Surge. The teleport, Alicia Port is now here for the side of
dead.
He's dead. Will he be though? The answer will be no, pero here comes Devoured on the flank. Medyo tamang bachi. Tamang sibat papalayo.
Oh, wow. I thought that was almost a 5v5 fight, pero paisa-isa lang sila eh. Pero on that side right there, it's a good thing that Kizoku was able to get a lot of kills. Pero even though that fight happened, same pa rin yung kill advantage na rin yung looking for sponsor. And that is really them going trades for trades. Every time that someone dies from them, they take one back against Kizoku.
And napakaganda nun, no? Looking at that previous clash, medyo nag-overextend si Ajimu, but it did not matter kasi nakakuha siya ng isang kill tulad nito. Ajimu with that package and Berenge with the damage! Naku po!
Wow! The turn!
The turn away! Parang
Wow.
grabe yun, ha?
Mirage with the turn back, and I think, yeah, they really want to get Mirage those plays since a while ago. And Mirage has been doing a lot for the team. He has been getting a lot of kills. 3-1-2 with the Eclipse, almost getting that second item in just a bit. But now, at least they were able to get the dragon.
Naku po, meron may pagpasok ulit dito si Devoured, mga kaibigan, with the Cataclysm. Here comes Korean AD, sandwishing out Azra, pero nakapag-ultimate siya, that sentence will connect, and that's gonna be Azra falling down for the side of Kizoku. Pero, may papasok pa kaya. Here comes the flag, mga kaibigan, that sentence will connect, the Lantern will connect, and will save Devour for another time. Last code will be activated, pero mukhang gusto pang habulin dito ni Alk, at saka ni Mini Meow, but I think that will not be happening as that last code will be activated once more. Kizoku dito in a top situation.
Wow, that is... Okay, looking for sponsor. Look at this. Endless Love's being chased by Yajimu.
Yeah, actually, medyo hindi siya magandang pangyayari dito. Endless Love, medyo hindi na yan yung binubuli mo earlier.
Yep.
Nag-ibang tao na siya.
And I think it's quite a bit of time before Luden's Echo is gonna get built. And that is the time that Ajimu would deal a lot of damage. But look at this engage though in the mid lane.
Mid lane, Azra just clearing out things, pero masisnare dito. Si Korean AD, curtain call, tinamaan si Korean AD dito, mga kaibigan, pero on the flank, and this love, I think Korean AD, umamatay siya dito, mga kaibigan. Another initiation nga kaya to. For the side of Kizoku, the snare will connect. The Winter's Bite will not be connecting, and Minimeow will escape. How on earth?
Yeah. With a sliver of health was able to get out, and looking for sponsor again. It still has the kill advantage right now in the game. 3k gold lead, not really that big, still chaseable for Kizoku. They just need to do these things that they need to catch looking for sponsor off guard. That's what happened in the mid lane. That's why Korean 80 died. If ever they get those shutdown golds, they might be able to come back from this. And also they need to take down some towers right now.
Yeah. Actually, kasi yes, you have the kill, pero wala kang towers, medyo mahirapan ka mag-control ng map doon. Pero what happened on that previous fight is that na-anticipate nila na si Endless Love nasa likod. They know na walang follow-up doon si Mini Meow at si Korean AD. That's why +1 AD or this Jin activated that curtain call And that's slow enough na nanggaling doon sa curtain call is enough for them to kill off Korean AD.
Yep, Korean AD really is the strongest member right now. Even though na sinasabi natin kanina na si Ajimu was the one dealing damage, but Korean AD has a lot of gold. He has 2 items even before Ajimu got that second item. And this is a really big statement right now against a Jin, and Korean AD won against him with a Saya. That's a very, very big statement because lethal tempo Saya would just be something hard to deal with against in the late game because you're gonna have a hard time chasing her.
Actually, may additional range pa dito, di ba? With that
Yeah.
little tempo. So, medyo may hirapan talaga silang abutin dito si Korean AD. Look at Korean AD right now. Hindi siya natatakot na humarap. Pero mukhang tama na yata yung pag-aasi mo dyan, kaibigan. And with that shadow surge, will it be enough? Korean AD will be taking down Endless Love. Pero si Azra, naku po, humaharap ni Mia with that flash. Papatay nga kaya. And the death sentence will connect once more. Merege with that shock blast. Pero mukhang hindi pa sapat yung kanyang damage to burst out the members of LFS. And LFS dito, mga kaibigan, nakakuha sila ng 2 kill for the side of Kizoku. At hindi lang basta-basta kill yun. Those kills ay yun yung mga core members ng Kizoku.
Yeah, this is what we're saying a while ago. If ever Kizoku goes with this team composition, they need something to hold on to. And they don't have anything. They don't have a lot of damage potential in the late game. Yes, they have Merege here, who's been doing really well right now for the team. But later on in the game, where everyone is very tanky, looking for Sponsor has the advantage because they have more potential DPS with their composition.
Actually, yes, with the help of Korean AD and Ajimu, man, oh man. Hindi magandang good news yun for the side of Kizoku. Kasi walang aabot sa likod, sa backline ng LFS.
Yeah, for sure. And even the Persistent Protocol later on, mamaya, if ever magka-second item na si Alk, that is something that you need to be careful for. Especially Pos 1 AD, he might get half HP just because of one Precision Protocol.
Yeah. And, man, sobrang hirap ito right now for the side of Kizoku. They wouldn't want to drag this game out for the next 20 minutes pagdating ng 40-minute mark. Dahil pag dumating sa point yon, hindi na nila mapipigilan dito yung double ADC setup na meron ang LFS.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure if I want to call Ajimu an ADC kasi he's a sniper at this point kasi
American sniper.
yeah, exactly. Yun exactly yung ginagawa niya. Parang mage sniper yung ginagawa niya dito with the burst potential of the rockets. And right now, they have a package on hand. So, they need to be careful if they want to engage against this. Kasi for sure, if ever nag-engage sila, Ajimu would just be there to disrupt them.
Ayaw na, men. Umatras na sila eh. The mere fact na... pero si Ott, ayaw magpaawat mga kaibigan dahil sa stopwatch being burned away by I prefer winter dito mga kaibigan. And that's gonna be that Brown falling down. Naku po, ang sakit doon, men.
Yeah. It's just one big one from Ajimu. That's
The big
almost
one.
half HP ni Merege. And, oh man, that is something that you need to look out for later on in the game. Kasi right
It's
now,
just
even
the start.
Korean AD, Korean AD almost is
Oh,
on the
no.
third item. But Merege, oh no, left alone.
Oh no, left alone, lone wolf mga kaibigan.
That is
Luckily for Merege, mga kaibigan, meron siyang...
He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared. Luckily for Merege, meron siyang blink dun, no? Meron siyang flash dun para makalis sa Cataclysm. Kasi kung hindi, gray na yung screen niya ngayon.
Yep. And that's what's hard about this. Kasi si Merege talaga, tinatry niya yung best niya with the shock blast, with the damage. Pero it's not enough at this point in the game. Kasi when people build armor against them, in the mid lane, Alt.
Oh no, Alk with this initiation on towards Pos 1 AD. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, kaibigan Dash. What happens if Alk goes in dito sa gym na to? But what happens next? Diba? Azra, dito mga kaibigan, little HP left on his tank. And here comes Kizoku falling down, falling away, retreating from the side of LFS. Pos 1 AD, mamamatay sa kamay ng mga taga-LFS.
They can't even go in, which is really hard for the side of Kizoku. If Azra, at this point in the game, 23 minutes, nawawalan na masyado ng kumbaga, ng power ang isang Shinzao at mid-game. And that is showing during the last camp. Pag Mini Meow
dito, yun na lang yung magiging sagot ng mga taga-Kizoku is to take down that Thresh. Hindi siya ganun ka-vital member ng LFS, but still, it's something na magandang ma-pick up malay nyo magbunga to ng something na bago
Oh
for
my
the side of
God.
Kizoku. Pero naku po,
Oh.
Shadow Surge will connect. Will Korean AD survive this one?
Oh.
But no. Naku po,
Yep.
si Vex pa yung namatay doon, mga kaibigan. That's gonna be another kill for the side of LFS. What a very unfortunate sequence of event for the side of Kizoku.
Yeah, they had the Cataclysm also. Devoured wants to engage during that time. If ever hindi nag-back away yung side ng Kizoku right now, they know that they have a lot of damage potential. Even Korean AD with the third item, he has the Infinite Edge already. So if ever they want to go for an engage, they can.
They can.
Every time they can go for an engage because they have a lot of damage potential. The Cataclysm to the Blade Caller combo, that is not typical combo, but it's something. It's a small one, but it works so well.
Yeah. Ito yung tipo ng lockdown meta na meron ng LFS, di ba? Once na may pumasok dito, once Devoured goes in with the Cataclysm, there's no way out. Kasi may follow-up agad dun na ultimate, which is the Hextech Ultimatum plus the Blade Caller na meron si Saya.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see on what's gonna happen here for the side of looking for sponsor. If ever they're really going for the win objectives, they are now at the mid game and where most of their champions are really strong. They have the third item, and that is something that Kizoku needs to be scared of. Right now, feel ko wala silang kaya i-1v1.
Oh,
And they
no!
need to be careful, but the Gale Force in the mid lane.
The Gale Force in the mid lane, the Death Sentence almost connecting, pero si Post matatalo ni Korean AD. Dalawa pa kayong AD, pero naku, ang sakit nung Saya, kaibigan Dash.
Grabe, yung damage. Shadow Surge though.
Shadow Surge though, ito yung medyo masakit. Korean AD forcing out
He's dead.
naku po, ewan ko na, pero buhay pa rin doon si kaibigang Korean AD, but not for too long. That's gonna be devoured. The Death Sentence will connect, pero dito si Ajimo, naku po, ito na yung Korean Sniper. May kita dito si Endless Love, medyo mapo-force away yung kanyang position doon, but that ultimate coming up from Ajimo,
Gonna lose a tower.
they're gonna lose the tower. Yes, indeed. Alk is doing things. Work only, no personality.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what the Camille is doing, and that is not looking good for Kizoku. Yes, they killed a lot of members, which is good. Really, they needed to shut down goals against the members of Looking for Sponsor, but if they're gonna be losing the tower in the process, but never mind. They didn't lose the tower in the process because Alt backed away at the last bit.
Pero ang laki ng pressure nun, man. You know
Yeah.
that your tower, nabawasan na ng HP yan. So anytime soon, pwedeng bumalik dun si Alk just to finish that thing na iniwan niya. Diba?
Yeah, he needs to finish the job kasi hindi pa tapos. So later on, feel ko, as we said a while ago, Alk is really doing what's needed for the team. Kailangan nila na someone who needs to go for, he's gonna be
No,
dead.
no po, nabati yata natin si Alk doon, mga kaibigan. Here comes, can he live? Yes, he flash in doon si kaibigang Azra. Here comes the curtain call. It will connect, pero wala masyadong damage na mabibigay dito. Yes, LFS. Pwede pa silang pumasok dito if they want to. They still have the damage.
Yeah, Kizoku can go in every time because it's a 5v4. So without one member, and the stuff.
And the stuff na ko po dito, mga kaibigan. Here comes
Nice
the
play.
Ajimo. Medyo unfortunate things, pero napatay pa.
Yeah.
Napatay pa doon, mga kaibigan, but here comes Azra with that ultimate. Opo, medyo naluguluhan ako sa mga nangyari dito. Let's set the counter towards I prefer Winter, pero nandun si Azra doon sa may bandang likuran, Korean AD still kiting away against Azra. Medyo makakasalubong na dito si Pos 1 AD. Devoured dito. Will he devour Pos 1 AD? The answer will be no. Can he escape still? Yes, he will. And that's gonna be the blast zone. Azra is still not stopping enough. Oh, here comes the Unleash Teleport. They want to engage once more. Here comes Ock. Can they kill off Azra? Napakalaki ng stay na Azra dito, mga kaibigan. That Gourd Drinker has made its effect. Pero si Mirage, tumabaw sa gitna. Binutas yung gitna, mga kaibigan. Mirage will claim that bounty.
Yeah, they're taking all the bounties. Really good for Kizoku. They were able to turn around during that last fight just because they have the numbers advantage. They were able to get the kill onto Alk. But the problem there is, Ocean Soul has been taken by Looking for a Sponsor. And we're gonna be seeing that effect later on in the fight. The more na mag-drag on yung fights, that is where Looking for a Sponsor would have the advantage just because of this Ocean Soul that they got.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, sustainability-wise, pabor to kay Alk, man. He has the Grasp of the Undying on his runes, and napaka stressful to for the side of Kizoku for them to battle it out against Alk. And almost 30 minutes into our game, things are not looking good for the side of Kizoku, but here comes Endless Love against Korean AD. Pag tumama tong Shadow Surge na to, medyo masakit. Pero speak of masakit, medyo masakit dahil mamatay si Korean AD. 5 against 4 situation. Off against Azra on the bottom lane. Ang sakit, men!
Okay.
Napakasakit na damage ito ni Off.
Yeah, precision protocol nga, as we said a while ago, the true damage is true and it's really hard to deal with. Pero the objective bounties na kinukuha ng Kizoku, might be the chance for them to come back. If they keep taking these objective bounties for free, talaga magkakaroon sila ng big advantage against them.
And Kizoku dito, hindi nila hinahayaan makapag-fest. And that just means na more towers ang makukuha dito ng mga taga Kizoku, and more towers equals more gold for them.
Yeah, just because of that, meron na sila yung a while ago, it was a 6k gold lead. Now it's just a 2k. Just because they got a lot of towers against the members of Looking for Sponsor, and they're looking for the next ones. Wala sila masyadong tower. They're left alone with one of their towers in the mid lane. Equal na sila at this point in the game with the tower pressure.
Well, man, ito na yung scary hours eh. Ito na yung stalemate ng laro na to. What happens next? Pag may napitas ka ng isa, what will you do? Di ba? Kasi napitas sila dito si Korean AD, and that has been converted into 2 towers.
Mhm.
Yes. And for the side of LFS, napatay yung ADC nila, na-convert na into a single tower. But after that, kapag na-reset na lahat, anong team fight na makikita natin dito?
Yeah, especially because of big death timers. Whenever one falls down, that is a good time to get something all around the map kasi it takes a lot of time for them to get back into the fight. And right now, I think the last one that they need to look out for would be the 15-second Baron that we're seeing right now in the game. And I wish we're gonna be seeing a really big fight here. Everyone is positioning themselves up there.
Parang gusto ko na tumayo habang nag-shot test dito, kaibigan Dash. Kasi I think na medyo magandang team fight ay bibigyan natin dito. Guardian Angels. Meron na dito si Saya at saka si Devoured. And for the side of Kizoku naman, merong Guardian Angel dito, si kaibigan Merej. They're baiting out this Baron for Kizoku to react sa mga ginagawa nila.
Yeah. And so far, it's been pretty effective because Merej is taking down another tower in the bottom lane of the map. He got another objective bounty, everyone. So that is big wins per big wins. Lumiit na yung advantage nila. Oh, look at this. Execultivate.
Execultivate Blast, the package 4 from that.
Damage.
Napakasakit, men. Hindi pa yun yung shock blast, but naiwasan dito. The Guardian Angel has been popped off by Ock. Does he have the stun needed for them to shut down Merej? And speaking of shut down Merej, that's gonna be just that. Pero sa bibitang kita, Cataclysm and that blade caller has been casted by that Saya, mga kaibigan. I prefer Winter, stanking a lot of damage dito. Korean AD though, still proves himself na masakit pa rin ako, you should respect me, and that's gonna be the call for the side of LFS to take this Baron ball.
Yeah, the stand behind me from I Prefer Winter was pretty effective, but they lost a lot of summoner spells during the last fight, so Azra all is left alone with his smite in order for them to get the steal on this.
Yeah, sabi ko kanina, pag na-steal pa to ng Kizoku, kami na ako sa clash ko, but here comes Azra, mga kaibigan. Shadow Surge? Yes,
Okay.
hindi na ginamit. Pampakabal lang.
Yeah, because of that Baron, kanina, they needed to get the kill onto Merej. Because Merej is level 18 right now. And he's the strongest member right now in the game. He has a lot of things to look out for whenever you're fighting against him. Because he has a lot of damage to deal. And that's why Looking for Sponsor needs to go and get the kill on Merej. Because when Merej is down, nobody is there to deal a lot of damage. You're not expecting Jin to deal a lot of damage for high HP members and even a Vex. Kaya right now, they're all lying on Merej. If ever he's gonna be dead, they're gonna be losing a lot, at least half of their damage potential.
True. Ito siguro isa sa mga ayaw ko. Kaya hindi ako fan ng Jin draft. Kasi Jin, hindi siya nag-shine off into the late game pag hindi siya nagkaroon ng magandang snowball potential. And ito yung nangyari for the side of Kizoku. Plus 1 AD, hindi siya nagkaroon ng snowball sa bottom lane.
What?
And hindi na siya makabawi ngayon. Cannot deal a lot of damage.
Na-pop niya na yung Sterax gauge ni Azra
Yeah.
just because of those rockets, and now they don't know what to do on this fight. Without Azra, it's gonna be hard. Yes, he's super low in HP. I think Merej is a target.
Merej is the target dito, mga kaibigan. Here comes the Cataclysm by Devoured. Naku po, LFS dito is in a good spot. Korean AD will take down the I Prefer Winter. Azra still alive, but not for too long, as Oct will be taking down one. Nako po, mukhang tapos na ang ating palaro. Kizoku will be losing against LFS. Post 180 na natitira ng buhay. Pero nako po, mukhang wala na siyang magagawa dito. And the LFS, congratulations as they will be advancing to the finals and they will be up against West Point Esports.
Yeah, that looked very, very shaky for looking for sponsor, but still, Kizoku tried their best in order for them to win this. Mirage was the one. The spotlight is all on him for the side of Kizoku because he's the one who was keeping the team in track, keeping the team relevant during the last parts of the game. But looking for sponsor, everyone became strong at that last point in the game. And 3 items in on a triple late game carries, especially with the Camille, that was enough for them to defeat Kizoku.
Walang, tulad yung kanina ko ba sinasabi, Dash, walang umaabot sa backline
Yep.
ng
Yun
LFS.
nga yung nangyari eh. Yeah.
Mhm. And siguro, yun na lang siguro yung naging dahilan kung ba't natalo dito ang Kizoku.
Yeah.
They have no damage at all sa backline ng
Yeah,
mga taga-LFS.
Yeah, they had a hard time na kasi sabi nga natin kanina, wala silang hard engage against them. Kaya hindi nila malapitan even yung dalawang ADCs natin, si Corky and also si Saya, hindi sila makalapit. So the damage that they're dealing is constant. And that is what happened during those whole fights.
Kumbaga sabi mo kanina, DPS ang kulang dito
Yeah.
ng Kizoku. And that DPS alone, yung maliit na bagay na yun yung naging dahilan ng pagkatalo nila. Anyways, congratulations to LFS and congratulations still to Kizoku dahil nakapunta sila ng semifinals sa Elder Dragon Series. This has been Elder Dragon Series number 2. I'm Ronzo, together with me is Dash. See you on the championship later on.
Deep in the dark, down on my knees, I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Here we go.
I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. That I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. All my hope was fading away. I'm not gonna make it to the end of the day. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Invincible.
I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. breaks and I'm burned by the morning light. I make the same mistake more than twice. Same song, but brand new dance. I wear out my third second chance. You take my breath and I can't get it back. Might be time for me to face the facts. The best me is with you, but I know I got a lot to prove. They think we're too damaged to fix, but we're just working through a little rust. They like to say we're just young, but I know we won't give this up. Sometimes I lose my mind, and some days it's hard to find the reason why you stay by my side. You and I break our hearts open enough just to see if we'll put them back. No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and it's you and we go back and forth every time, waiting for one of us to cross the line. You got me and I got you, and we got a lot to prove. They think we're too damaged to fix, but we're just working through a little rust. They like to say we're just young, but I know we won't give this up. Sometimes I lose my mind, and some days it's hard to find the reason why you stay by my side. You and I break our hearts open enough just to see if we'll put them back. No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and it's you and it's you and
Don't really miss you, and I don't even care about you. I don't even want you, but I wrote a song about you, about you, about you,
And welcome back to Elder Dragon series. We are still your casters mo umay kay sa amin. I'm Rodzu together with Miss Dash. And right now, we are on the finals match of Elder Dragon series battle between West Point Esports versus LFS.
Yeah, and again, this is gonna be a very, very intense match. A while ago during the games, we have seen medyo matagal yung mga laban natin, even for West Point, even for looking for sponsor. It was kinda a long game for both of our teams. And I hope this would be intense matches for a best of three, not a 2-0. I want a three-game best of three. And let's see if that's going to be happening. But before that, everyone, Summoners, don't forget to join the League of Legends PH Discord and follow LOL PH Summoners Hub to stay updated with future events such as this one. And we also have an upcoming event. We have the TFT, and we also have Rift Walk during our podcast every second week of the month and also during the fourth week of the month. So, yan, tsaka nyo lang makikita yung
Bi-weekly.
Rip podcast.
Bi-weekly ang ating podcast dito sa Lol Page Sub. But yes,
Yep.
here we are, mga kaibigan. It's that time of the day. It's the time of the year. Finals match. West Point Esports versus LFS. We've seen how strong the both of these teams are, di ba? With the last game, nakita natin kung gaano kalakas si Ajimo at si Queen AD. Plus, their synchronization with Devoured with the German 4. On the first game, nakita naman natin dito si Celeste at si Mule popping
Yeah.
off from their games.
Yeah. Yun nga nakita rin natin kanina. It was a really decisive match for the side of West Point Esports and also on the side of looking for a sponsor. What happened there is that their team play was what led them to the last parts of the game where they're super strong. Si Korean AD is something to be scared of and also Ajimu for the side of looking for a sponsor. And I hope lang na makapag-pull off sila tulad ng mga ginawa nila kanina kasi nag-align yung stars for them kanina. And I hope it does again for any of these teams. I'm excited kung ano mangyayari.
Who will not... Sino ba hindi ma-excite? Kaibigan Dash. Diba? This is the game that the best of the best teams. Diba? This is the finals. Best of 3 series. Diba? And can we just start the game? Skip na tayo ng drafting? Ganun.
Let's see nga kasi kung if ever man na kung nandiyan na nga sila, if ever they're ready, up and ready now for the drafting, we're excited for that. Pero before that, let's talk about how their games went through a while ago.
Yeah,
Kasi kanina, during that time, it was kasi parehong saya yung nanalo kanina sa bot lane. Kaya hindi ako sure what to say about that kasi they used the both of the same champions. Pero different builds. A while ago, it was lethality for West Point Esports. On the other hand, for Korean AD, he went more for a better version of puro damage. Kasi if if nag-lethality pa kasi siya doon, makukulangan sila ng constant damage.
Yeah.
Yes, they have the burst from the lethality pero they don't have constant damage and that's really what they needed and it worked out at the end for them.
Yeah. Actually, yun din yung iniisip ko kanina na napaisip ako kung pwede pa siyang mag-lethality dito but since na-lighten up mo na ako na baka kulangin nga sila sa DPS kasi yun yung pinaka bread and butter, diba, ni Korean AD from LFS. But on the flip side naman, on the other team, which is si Mule, siya naman yung siya naman yung lethality saya. And does this go to show na pag naban yung saya, sinong ADC yung mananalo?
Yeah, there's a lot of choices. Kasi si Mule, even though na hindi nila pick, I think Senna na pinik ni Mule during the qualifiers, Senna is really strong right now. I think at this point, Senna is very viable just because of the changes with the Q. He has may slow na ulit yung Q niya even without the glacial augment and that is a really big change. A 2-second slow na nagsiscale pa yung slow percentage sa AD and AP mo, that's a big one. And I hope na hindi nila pakawalan si Senna kasi if ever it goes into hands of West Point Esports, it might be something scary. Kasi on the other hand, looking for sponsor, they just need to ban the Draven for sure. Kasi a Kog'Maw and the Ziggs is something na kayang-kaya pang labanan.
Yeah. Teka lang naalala ko kanina from the previous draft, tinarget ban nila dito si Korean AD and it did not went well for them.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. Kasi if ever kasi na mag-target ban ka tapos sa ADC, it opens up a lot of potential. That's why they got the Corki. Kasi hindi nila naban yung hindi nila naban yung other champions that they needed to ban. Yes, Korean AD is a good ADC, pero what a good ADC has is a big champion pool and yun yung nangyari during that last game.
Yeah. And ano kayang adjustments ang gagawin ng dalawang team na to knowing the fact na I'm sure na napanood nila yung laro ng isa't isa from the previous games, no? And well, I think hindi lang din naman ito yung first time na magbi-meet sila sa isang game. They can meet sa mga solo queues, di ba? So, they should have an idea kung sino yung mga kalaban nila and kung anong hero pool ang meron sila.
Yeah, yun na nga kasi you don't have what's being discussed right now in the community is there's a lot of champions now in the game and the 5 bans wouldn't cut it anymore. Feel ko, I think that's a very viable thing that we need to talk about. Kasi right now, there's a lot of champions. Yes, you can ban every champion that you can, but with 5 bans, that's just basically 10 champions. Minsan nagkakapareho pa nga kayo sa rank, di ba? Na nakakapag-ban kayo ng 5 champions of the same thing. And that just leaves 5 champions, opens up a lot of possibilities pa rin. Kaya, I hope that's something that we see in the future. Kasi there's still a lot of champions na ayoko makita whenever I'm playing League of
True.
Legends.
True. Like, well, to be honest, ang nakautoban sa kanya, Vex.
Yeah.
I don't want to face that Vex. ayoko masyado sa mukha. Di ba? And I don't want to face Hecarim as well. But tulad nga sabi mo, napakadaming heroes to be banned off dito sa League of Legends. And it goes to show lang na dapat mas maging creative ka pa
Yeah.
in your way of drafting.
Yeah. And soon, feel ko sa February Elder Dragon series natin, makakita tayo ng Zeri, which is something that we also need to talk about. Zeri is a very great addition to the game. I think she does things that not every ADC can do. Yes, para siyang, in a way, it works like how Kalista does. It does, ang difference lang sa kanya, she moves around talaga. Hindi yung Kalista has a innate dash. Siya talaga, she moves around a lot. And that's something to be scared of. And the build right now for her doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it works though.
It still works. Kasi kung makikita natin dito si Zeri with the burst fire na kanyang skill, no? Yung kanyang Q skill.
Mm-hmm.
Simultaneous man. Pwede mo siyang samahan ng Rune Shuriken and poof. Napakalaking amount of damage na nun.
Even the Black Cleaver. Yun yung isa sa mga malalakas sa kanya, especially. Dahil yung Black Cleaver, after just one burst fire, wala ka ng armor. Minus 30% armor ka na after just one. And that is a really strong interaction, especially for her. And if that gets fixed in the future, I think hindi pa rin maaapektuhan yung strength ni Zeri kasi it all lies on how fast she is, how fast she zooms around during the fight.
May kapatid nga ate.
Uh-huh.
Di ba si Neon? Di ba?
Exactly.
It's like the same
concept.
Same concept. Di ba? The speed. Yung the mobility na meron si Zeri is very, very annoying to deal against. Well, to be fair enough, hindi ko pa siya nakakalaban sa mga rank queues kasi lagi siya nakaban. That's how good she is.
Yeah. And if you take a look at the OPGG, if you take a look at those, I think she's the number 1 ADC right now in the game. And also, something to point out about what do you call that? Neon and Zeri is that she's voiced by a Filipino voice actor.
Vanille.
Vanille Velasquez. Shout outs to her and hashtag Pinoy Pride for that. And really, really, really interesting to see having a character like that in both the games of Riot, now Valorant, and also even in League of Legends.
Filipino pride intensifies.
Yeah.
But yes, going back on to direct, ano ba balita? Wala pa ba tayo dyan? Mami, wala pa bang lobby or such? Or are we getting prepared?
Yeah, I think we're still preparing
no?
the lobby.
Okay, so what more? Ito lang yung tanong ko What more can the both of these teams do? Kasi best of 1 lang yung nakita natin kanina. Hindi natin nakita, hindi natin nakita yung other tactics na meron sila, yung ibang champions na meron sila. Right? And here on the best of 3 series, pwede na tayong magkaroon ng gameplay na pwede magkaroon ng basahan ng laro. Diba? Basahan ng draft.
Yeah.
The chess match.
Yun yung hinahanap ko Kanina pa, hinahanap ko yung mga ganito. Kasi they drafted a while ago. Nakita na naman natin sa mga best of 1 during the semifinals. And also, draft wins games for sure. Other than the skills, yung draft talaga, it's been seen during our last games. Yung draft nila nag-win kasi they got their win conditions. And that is really something that you need to think about every time that you're drafting, especially in this competitive game. Best of 3s, it's easy to turn things around in a best of 3 compared to a best of 5. This is a best of 5. After a 2-0, it's super hard to turn things around. But on a best of 3, one game, you can still turn back. You can still get back to your mental.
True. And in terms of drafting sa best of 5 series, like, if you're in the best of 5 series, napakahirap mag-isip ng anong pipiliin ba nito. Ano pa bang champion meron tong taong to? Diba? What champion can this team draft in terms of their comfortability? Diba?
Yeah. Yeah. Yun yung actually yung hinahanap ko eh. Kung saan sila comfortable with their champions. There's a lot of changes during the patch 12.2 and patch 12.1. Tam Kench, I haven't seen a lot of Tam Kench right now. He's still a really strong top laner. Pero other than the laning phase, he's really weak after the laning phase. Kaya yun yung nakakatakot eh. Whenever you're drafting a Tam Kench, there's still a potential for you to lose just because sobrang hirap niya ipasok on a clash basis. Pero
Makunat lang siya, yes.
makunat lang siya kaya sobrang hirap rin. Pero I haven't seen a Poppy yet. Poppy is really strong right now. Kasi
Yeah.
it's because there's a lot of dashes in the game. Poppy is really strong coupled with the Fimbul Winter. Dahil sobrang dami niyang shielding at that point.
Napakalakas ka ng Poppy. Yung second skill yung nag-negate ng dashes, di ba? Which is
Yep.
sobrang viable. If you're up against the Vex, di ba? Shadow Surge, isipin mo yung Shadow Surge mo, manenegate lang na isang second skill. Di ba? Which is
Yeah.
very bad.
Hindi ka man lang makakapasok, which is really hard to fight against talaga, to be honest. But right now, we're going with the draft. We're seeing a lot of bans here. Jarvan also getting banned kasi Devoured played out pretty perfectly kanina. Kaya kailangan talaga nila mag-respect with that. And also having the Lulu getting banned just because we all know how Lulu plays, right? Lulu point and click everything and it works out in the end.
Yeah. Point and click, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gusto mag-activate ng Solari, ng Redemption, ng kung ano-ano man.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
Ganun lang maglaro ng Lulu. But on the flip side naman, Yasuo is kind of an interesting
Ooh.
ban. Bakit kaya Yasuo?
That's a respect ban. If ever na ibaban nila si Yasuo and Yone are not in a good spot right now in the game. Even getting buffed with plus 5% AD, which is not really big. Pero pero still, yun nga, Yasuo Yone is still not in a good spot unless one member of the side of West Point Esports plays it really well. And right now, you're seeing typical bans here.
Same typical bans. Trash, ayaw nilang makita dito. Yung trash ni Minimiao na nakita mo na gano'ng ka-dominant from the previous game. Right? Almost just, napakataas ang pressure na nabibigay niya. Twisted Fate being banned out. Nag-negate na nila dito yung vision na pwedeng makuha with that Destiny.
Yep. And also, especially na meron silang, alam naman natin on this competitive side of the game, so whenever Destiny gets popped up, they would probably get a kill for sure. But right now, they're denying one of the picks of Celeste. Getting that LeBlanc is something that is really, really, really good for them. But yeah, pick the Corki. That's what you're good at.
Pick the Corki, yes indeed. And it's gonna go to the side of Aljibo for sure. Ngayon, anong gagawin dito ng West Point Esports? They know how Aljibo plays out this Corki. What will be the answer of Celeste? Diba?
Yeah. You still have a possibility to pick up the Jace here for Alk. Kasi Alk has been using this Jace pretty well. And if ever the solo laners are picked, it's still okay kasi they can still find a way to turn things around. But picking Delusion on the first rotation, I'm not really sure about this.
What is LFS thinking dito, no? Medyo nababagabag na ako. They picked out two squishy heroes. Sabi mo nga, sa first rotation natin. That's gonna be the Corki and the Lucian. Tapos ngayon, bigla namang ilalabas yung Nautilus. Which is ito na yung bodyguard nila for sure for the rest of this draft. Kasi I think Minimiao, mas gusto niyang mag-rely. I don't know if Ajim or if Nautilus will go to the support, no, or the top lane, pero if that goes to show, I think Minimiao will just be picking up some utility supports, I guess, para maprotektahan niya dito si Queen AD. Kasi may Lux ang West Point Esports.
If ever they go for the reason why they went now, it all makes sense right now. Kasi they picked the Lucian first para ma-pick nila yung Nautilus later on. Kasi if ever they pick the Nautilus, Lux wouldn't be there for sure. Kaya pinik muna nila yung Lucian to bait out na alam nila magiging aggressive sila and they double down on it. And that's why they picked the Nautilus up. They want to get the early game advantage against the Caitlyn and the Lux.
Actually, that's a pretty good point right there, no? Kasi what can Lux do against a Nautilus?
Yeah, exactly.
Diba? Maliban sa Masnare, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do if you're Lux. But on the flip side naman, Seth has been banned out as well as the Gwen. Ngayon, ano ba ang ibaban dito ng West Point Esports? They can ban out a mid laner or a top laner for the side, or jungler, for the side of LFS, and that's gonna be Xin Zhao being taken away sa side ni Devour. Pero Hecarim is a good pick dito, man.
That's
Hecarim,
nice, yeah.
I love the Hecarim for him to flank away this Lux.
Oh,
Olaf. Oh no.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so they're doubling down on that early game advantage with the Nautilus and the Ola. Feel ko gusto nila magkaroon talaga ng pressure all around the map kasi what they're drafting here with the Caitlyn and the Relia, you know that these champions only deal damage after the first or second items in where Ola probably dominated the game already. So West Point needs to answer this with a jungler that could couple well against an Olaf. A Trundle or Shin Zhao would probably be a good answer against this Olaf.
Kaso
Or-
Diana.
That's also good. That's also good.
Diana for the side of I think that's Munin, if I'm not mistaken, no. Diana against a two tank setup of LFS, I don't think. I mean, para lang sa akin, in my own personal opinion lang, parang medyo may hirapan siya if ever na hindi siya makakuha ng snowball dito for the,
Yeah.
from the early game.
I think what they want here is that for the Diana, for sure this is going to be a top laner Gragas, Irelia would be in the mid lane. But this Diana, the reason why they picked this up is for sure they want to ayaw nila ma-out-rotate sila ng Olaf. They want that early wave clear. Kasi Diana has the best wave clear right now just because of the last buff from 12.2. And with this, they have enough CC, they have enough ways to work with, they have some tank, they have 3 bruisers on their team right now on the side of West Point Esports. But on the other hand, the other team also has that, but they have more damage compared to West Point Esports.
Natatakot lang ako sa draft ng West Point Esports dahil meron silang Irelia.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Irelia is something, ito yung tipo ng champion na hindi mo basta-basta pwedeng paabutin ng late game. As long as Irelia is in the good hands, Irelia can do things, can do wonders for his team.
Yeah. I mean, Celeste is a good player for sure.
Yeah.
And I hope they know how to deal with a good Irelia player. I think this bans na nakita natin from the side of LFS are all geared towards Celeste. Akali, Yasuo, Twisted Fate. That's all champions that Celeste could pick off. And with that, they let the Irelia come out against a Corki. Corki would have a hard time in the early game.
Yeah. Actually, and pati sa late game actually, kasi sabi mo kanina na 3 bruiser meron dito. Ang meron dito ang West Point Esports. Plus, yung burst capability pa ni Diana, ni Munin, na pwede niya pasukin dito si Corki. Unlike from the previous game, na literal na free hit lang si Corki sa likuran with those rockets na binabato niya. But this time, on this game, pwedeng may tumalo na moonfall sa likod.
Yeah. What I like both of these sa teams na to is that they know how to draft really well. If they want to go for an engage, they have some ways to follow up with that. Diana with the Moonfall, Gragas can go in, Irelia could go in. On the other side, Olaf would just walk through everyone, pero Nautilus is there to couple it up with the CC, and to the Skies need Jace would still be possible. So with the draft that they have here, they have a lot of ways to go in and also get away from fights. And that's a really smart way to draft. I'm not sure who has the big advantage here, but with the win conditions from both of these teams, I think what LFS wants is to get Corki up in the stage with setting up the stage for him would be the Jace and the Lucian with the damage in the early game. On the other side, we have a lot of late game champions that could be helped out here by Gragas and also by Diana for them to get the CCs and everyone would just zoom around with this damage.
Actually, yung Luxito ni Sochen, pwede ito mag-AP eh.
For sure,
Right?
for sure.
Diba?
For sure.
Anytime soon, pwede siyang mag-switch into an AP player kasi Caitlyn, pag namatay naman na yung Caitlyn, I mean, Caitlyn does not have a lot of damage kapag hindi siya nabigyan ng potential, di ba? Pag hindi siya nabigyan ng kills in the early game. So, if ever hindi siya mabigyan ng damage, ng kills, Sochen can easily switch up into the Ludens Echo build.
Yep. Exactly. And yun na nga with West Point Esports' composition, they have ways to stop pushes from happening then. They have the light binding, they have the traps. And that is really hard to fight against. And on the other hand, what I'm losing for, yun pala yung nakita ko for LFS, they're losing on the CC department. Isa lang yung meron sila,
Isa lang.
which is the Nautilus. isang tao lang pala yung meron silang CC pala. Kasi they're not gonna be having a lot. They have a lot of slows, yes, pero that wouldn't be enough to lock down. Kasi looking at that, there's a lot of dashes there. Except for the locks, everyone has dashes on the side of West Point Esports.
True. And Nautilus siguro pwede niya ma-lockdown dito yung locks, yung Irelia, but what happens after that? Na-lockdown mo yung Irelia, yes, but that's an Irelia we're talking about. Hindi siya basta-basta mamamatay. You need to invest like 10 seconds bago siya mamatay. Ganon kakunat ang isang Irelia. Right?
right. Exactly. So, kaya what they need to double down here is dahil meron silang Olaf, the answer here is to get that early game advantage hanggat wala pang kumbaga wala pang silbi si Diana, hindi pa siya, wala pa
Yeah,
siyang moonfall. Yun yung dapat na time ni Devour to use that in their favor. If that is gonna be the way that they're gonna be using it, Corky would just get strong and Lucian and Jace would just snowball the game.
yeah. Yun yung pinakaayaw mangyari dito ng West Point Esports.
Mhm.
Yung mag-snowball yung Lucian tsaka yung Corky.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kasi if ever na that happens, man, oh man, napakasakit sa ulo niyan. Like,
Kasi, yun nga, if ever talaga mangyari yun, especially with Illusion, sobrang nahihirapan ako whenever Illusion gets picked off kasi he needs to get the early game advantage. If that hindi siya nangyari, wala na siyang masyadong damage in the late game compared to the other options that we have na nagli-lethal tempo. Lethal tempo is just super strong right now. I'm surprised nga na wala nag-jinx and nag-Vayne eh. Pero it's still okay kasi we're still seeing kanina Asaya and also we're still seeing right now a what is it again? A Caitlyn.
Caitlyn. Yeah, you've said na yung Jinx and Vayne. Those are the champions na kaya talaga mag-single carry up isang game eh.
Exactly, yeah.
Diba? Especially the Vayne. Vayne is that kind of champion na hindi na nawala ever since Vayne is released.
Yeah.
Diba? We all know how the silver bolts works. Plus the little tempo, man oh man.
Gives
Napaka-
range pa.
Gives
And
range
that-
pa.
Yeah, that's exactly what Vayne needs. The range na binibigay
range.
ng lethal tempo. And that is super helpful. But right now, on the game, only Corky would be the answer of looking for a sponsor here. And they need to set the stage up for him. Again. They need to set up the stage again for Ajimu. And if ever, Korean AD is not a slack either. He's a good ADC. And I think he can fulfill that role na hinahanap nila dito. Pero remember, yung combo ng light binding to the trap now, ang lakas ng damage na.
Hindi biro yan.
Yeah.
Like in terms of light binding plus the trap plus the caliber net, oh my god.
Yep.
That's something. That's like auto 200 to 300 damage ng early game.
Yeah, and oh my, this is really scary. If ever the Morgana got picked pa nga dito, that might change things kanina. Kasi if ever the Nautilus gets picked, may black shield.
Yung black
to look
shield
out
pa.
for.
Yeah.
Pero dahil
Like-
nauna niya yung Lux, it's something else. Yeah.
Like if ever na yes na markahan ka na ng Nautilus but here comes the black binding. So, yeah, what's next? Ang gagawin mo ngayon? Diba?
Yeah, you have nothing. And if ever na lumapit ka naman, you have the soul shackles pa na kailangan mo rin tignan. Pero right now, we have the Lux. Woo! Pag nagda-draft ng Lux right now, especially, ang lakas ng damage ng Lux support. Kasi for sure,
True enough.
they're not gonna build support here. They're gonna be building Luden's Echo. They're gonna be building damage. That final spark, they need to be scared of that. Kasi if ever matamaan si Ajimu ng light binding,
Opo.
he's probably dead.
Ito yung tipo ng mga Lux na like sa mga solo queue na once na tinamaan ka, even yung third skill ni Lux, you know you're dead.
Yeah.
Diba?
Illusion singularity lang, right?
Oo,
yun, enough na yun to get the kill on you. And yeah, they need to be scared of this. They need to shut down the bot lane whenever they can. They have aggressive bot lane for the side of looking for sponsors, so they need to look out for that.
Yeah. Actually, for looking for a sponsor, they have the Nautilus, if I'm not mistaken, di ba?
Yep.
And Nautilus support is something na kapag nag-land yung hook nito, automatically, may follow-up si Korean AD with the dash ng Lucian.
Yeah.
And yung dash ng Lucian na yun, it's not a joke. Kasi meron siyang press the attack runes dito na ginagamit.
Yeah. Yun na nga. And now we're gonna be starting the game between West Point Esports and looking for a sponsor. And this is gonna be a game to look out for. Kasi this is gonna be the finals game for our first Elder Dragon series for the year. So, yun na nga eh. Ito yung unang mag-shape off nung meta sa game natin. Or rather, sa series natin hanggang sa June. So whoever wins here, sila yung magsiset ng stage for themselves. And they can chill out during the next months kasi after that, they're pasok na naman sila eh. So hindi na nila kailangan sumali pa for the next Elder Dragon series and they can pull out a rabbit in the hat pagdating ng June Elder Dragon Championships.
Kumbaga, chillings na lang sila. Chillings like a mafia na lang sila for the first few months kung sino man manalo dito, mga kaibigan. And normal rotation, no? Normal rotation for the both of these junglers. Like, you have nothing to expect here, mga kaibigan. But looking at these runes sa mga players natin, Dash, Alk, with the face rush, what can you say about this one?
Face rush, face rush. I think the face rush right now for the Jace is for the safety. Kasi what Toons wants in the top lane is for him to get a combo para makapag-pop siya ng Grasp of the Undying. But if ever nag-face rush siya, what's good about that is after his combo, he can get away. And hindi na siya malalockdown ni Toons. And yun talaga yung playstyle na gusto niya hanapin. Kasi for sure, what Toons wants is to get a gank. And having the face rush helps him get away from fights.
Okay, I see. Since pag na-body slam siya dito, magpaproc niya lang yung face rush, pwede siya makatakas.
Yep.
Diba? Ganun lang
Exactly.
kadali yun for that Jace. Well, a very good analysis right there. Right? And, well, I think we're not be seeing a lot of happenings, a lot of fights for the first few minutes ng ating laro, Kaibigan Dash. But what will we expect is that kapag dumating yung first Drake dito, I think yun na yung gera.
Yeah. Yun yung time na kailangan ayusin ng LFS. Yun yung time na kailangan nila gamitin in their favor. The first Drake is really crucial. If ever makuha nila yung first Drake, that would be big for them. Especially that it is gonna be whatever that Drake is gonna be. Devoured has the advantage kasi malaki pa yung damage ni Olaf at that early game.
Yeah, and kailangan nga lang ng LFS dito na makontrol nila yung bot in order for them to take this the upcoming Drake, di ba? Kasi kung wala silang control ng bot lane, kung losing lane sila, Devour will be having a hard time securing that jungle. But oh no, it did not land doon sa mismong locks. That was a very unfortunate. That is the first blood for the side of West Point Esports.
This is the combo that we're talking about during the start of the trap. If ever ma-light binding ka in the trap, ito na naman.
Ako po, ito na naman mga kaibigan, Mew with another kill doon sa may bandang bottom lane. Napakasakit ng light binding at ng trap combo. Like,
oh my.
Comatose din.
Si Suwoo-chan naman pinapatama kasi lagi yun eh. Pero top lane though, fight.
Top lane though, here comes the fight. Toons low on HP, no rather. Medyo nabibigyan na siya dito ng malupit-lupit TP in by that Celeste. Pero I think that will not happen. Medyo off timing lang siya sa mga nangyari na yon. Good game, well played for the side of LFS kasi nakakuha sila ng trade doon.
Yeah, okay, they swapped lanes. That is very smart. So they lost the lane. Irelia versus Jace is a better matchup compared to what happened a while ago. Pero look at this, Devoured is still on the top side.
Alam nga kaya ni Celeste na nandun si Devour?
No,
I think
he has
hindi,
no idea.
He has no idea. Medyo masakit to in terms para kay Celeste mga kaibigan. Here comes the by that Jace.
Oh no,
the
he's
axe as well. Medyo na-slow siya doon pero ito na. Si kaibigan Munin and he is on the rescue. Hindi niya papabayaan ng kanyang tropa. Munin with that double kill and Diana with that double kill, man. Hindi mo magugustuhan yun kung ikaw ay isang Caitlyn kasi alam mo na kaya kang i-delete nito.
Yeah, they didn't expect that fast rotation from the side right now of West Point Esports kasi Munin started on the blue buff. So, for sure, I thought that was Munin, nasa bot lane dapat si Munin at that point, but because he resetted agad, nagkaroon siya ng time to go and top.
Oh no! But here comes once again the light binding. Pero nakapag-dash out doon at that point in time si kaibigan Korean AD pero hahabulin pa rin ni Mule with that flash in. Napapahayin ako na si kaibigan Dash. And once again, that light binding. That's another double kill. Another trap for the side of Mule. And Mule 3-0 and 1. Mga kaibigan, pagbalik niya ng kanyang base, may item na siya.
This is done. This is a very, very done bot lane. Just because Solution, you're expecting them to get the advantage, and Nautilus pala, you're expecting them to get an advantage in the early game. And because they lost 2 times against West Point Esports' ADC, wala na silang way to come back from this unless a gank happens na magiging successful. But Devoured is here, making that successful.
Is this a good one? I think hindi ito maganda. Kasi binigyan niya lang ng another gold doon si Mule, and you wouldn't want the Caitlyn na mataba na gano'n ka-fed enough. Kasi literal na American Sniper ito pagdating na late game.
Oh no. Oh no.
Nasaan ba si Vi?
Oh why? I was super. That was a super.
Oh no!
Light binding again.
Light binding again. Hindi na talaga masaya ang LFS. Napapasayang na rin. But ito na si Celeste onto the flank. Wala pa siyang ultimate dito. But here comes the hook. Nako po, mga kaibigan, the direction will connect. Yes, indeed. Minimia will take that kill on towards Celeste. Sayang nga lang, hindi pa napunta kay Korean AD. Pero ito na, si Devoured. Will he go in? The answer will be no. Naspatan siya ng Wardstone. And West Point Esports, mapapaalis lang sila ng kanilang bottom lane.
Yeah, they need to get that bot lane down. Nobody is falling down. That shutdown gold would be fat, but explosive gas whiffed on the top lane. So that's something that we need to look forward to. Kasi without the explosive gas in the top lane, Toons doesn't have any way to stop AFK Alk from getting the fight here.
Actually, Alk dito with that Jace, no? Parang kung ganito yung lagay ng bottom lane nila, he will be having a hard time. Kasi, man, if ever na pumasok siya sa mga clashes, may nakasalubong doon na trap ni Caitlyn. And as you all know, Caitlyn 5-0 in 1 Gale Force in the first 7.5 minutes of the game. Masakit to kapag natamakan yung trap.
Yeah. And what's something that we need to point out here then kasi is that whenever you're picking a Lux, you're expecting them to pick something very aggressive on the runes, right? Expecting them to get Arcane Comet, maybe Aerie for sure. But Toons on the top lane though,
Toons sa top lanes, medyo nahihirapan na siya dito. Nataboy na. Ikibig ang Alk, but still, yung damage, yung kunat din talaga ng isang Gragas is very commendable pagdating sa mga laning phase. Pero dito si Moonin, medyo magandang setup yata. So I think Alk will go on to the dive. And Moonin, oh my god.
oh,
What a perfect setup by Toons and what a respawn. What a game sense coming off from Moonin.
grabe. They are just playing this so well for West Point Esports, looking for sponsor, or rather looking for the code, looking for the missing letter and number right here for our codes right now. Check that out, everyone. Cash that out sa League of Legends clients yo, pero the final spark was able to hit on the bot lane.
Naku po, hindi pa tinamaan ng ultimate. I mean, tinamaan siya, basically. Pero hindi naging sapat yung damage doon. But 6-0 in 1 for this Caitlyn. Oh my god.
Oh my, because of that heal na nawala rin kay Korean AD, he needs to play it very, very conservatively just because in a way to save Mimi Meow kanina. Kaya right now, he's playing it conservatively, not going very aggressive. Level 6 na siya. Okay, the calling comes in.
Calling comes in, mga kaibigan.
Oh my.
Oh no. Very unfortunate. Nakakalungkot ng mga pangyayari sa bottom lane side ng LFS. Mga kaibigan, press Fs in the chat. Medyo nahihirapan na ang ating mga tropa sa bottom side. Ang bottom laners ng mga taga LFS. 9.5 minutes onto our game time. Lucian is down by a lot of gold. We're talking about.
Oh yeah, they can't even get anything here, and that is really unfortunate for this side. They're just losing. The flash comes in.
The flash comes in indeed, and here comes the setup by Moonin and Toons. Oh my god, the explosive gas, man. Yun talaga yun eh. But here comes Celeste. Naku po, I think may gank na mangyayari. Here comes Minimiao and Devoured. Celeste with that flash out. Kapapwera Celeste doon. Pero here comes the Ghost. Pwede pumasok dito. May Ragnarok na mangyayari, mga kaibigan. Kaya makakapoy dito ni Celeste. Outplayed Celeste. Celeste can even do two. Celeste with that double kill. And that's gonna be Irelia or Celeste giving a glimpse of hope for the side of West Point Esports, or rather, is shutting down the hope of LFS.
Oh my, that was a great outplay from Celeste under 2 turrets, and that shows the desperation coming from looking for sponsor. They're finding ways to get the kills, but
Oh no!
Korean AD just was taken down. Just one combo from Caitlyn and he was dead.
LFS, they're tilting right now.
For sure, for sure.
It goes inside their heads.
They need to reset their mental for sure dito.
Yeah. They need to at least, if ever na matapos yung laro na to, na maaga, right? Kailangan nilang mag-full reset. Kasi if this goes to show na ganito yung laro nila for the next few games, they're gonna be eaten by West Point Esports.
Oof, really.
Wait,
They need to reset their mental for sure. If ever, I think this is a go next for me. Kasi they're really on the losing side right here. Look at this, top lane.
Look, like that man, wala silang magawa sa kunat ng isang Gragas. And
Right.
And dalawa pa sila doon Plus sabi nga ni Midnight sa chats, merong pang BBM doon ang West Point Esports sa may bottom.
Oh, top lane, here it comes.
Merong package nangyari. That's something out of nothing, mga kaibigan. Final spark! It will connect on to off, mga kaibigan! Oh no.
Man,
That could have been that could have been the breather for the side of LFS, pero na-tradean pa mga kaibigan ng final spark ni kaibigan Sochen. But man, this is very bad for the side of LFS.
Yeah, this is what we said a while ago. The reason why they picked the Diana off is para magkaroon siya ng advantage in the jungle. But okay, look at that.
Devoured right here! Boom! Headshot. That's gonna be Meow taking down Devoured, and he has been devoured by that Caitlyn.
Man, this should be. Ooh, this game is very brutal. Almost not safe for work right here because
Yeah.
they're just being destroyed right now by West Point Esports with the rotations, the tower kills, even with the plays that they're doing around their junglers. And I think Korean AD is dead.
Korean AD, like LFS. Oh! No.
No! No! That could have been it. That could have been yun yung kailangan mag-juggle sa mental nila eh. If ever that worked out well, that could have been it. But top lane though.
Top lane though, here comes Ock against Celeste, level 8, level 9, level 11. Ako po, West Point Esports, they're just dominating. Kapag nanalo pa dito, LFS sa abit sa crush ko.
Talagang that is the needed to be said. Pero West Point Esports right now are just really strong. Look at how Celeste plays this. Level 11 to level 9 versus Ajimu. Even with Devoured, I think he can fight this if he had the Vanguard's Edge. Pero wala lang talaga siyang Vanguard's Edge right now.
Yeah, Vanguard's Edge. Oh no, here comes the final spark as well as the Light of Binding. Celeste is on a rampage right there. 19 scoreline, 10,000 gold lead lang naman, mga kaibigan, for the side of West Point Esports. And hindi pa sila tapos. Ajimu right here is being preyed upon by the 4 members of West Point Esports and they are not stopping.
Okay. Pinaka-underrated na masasabi ko dito is Suachen's Light Binding has
Okay.
it, but the fight though.
Okay, the fight. Here we go. The calling is now being activated by Korean AD, pero hindi pa rin sapat yun. That Moonfall by Diana
Oh my.
has been activated, and that resulted into a easy triple kill for the San West Point Esports.
Whew. I don't know what to say, man. I'm out of words just because of how brutal this game has been. 23-4, almost 20 kills advantage for the side of West Point Esports. Yeah, this is an FFF 15 for sure because they're not going to be coming back from this. Look at the items already of Mule. He's almost on the 3rd item. And that's a Caitlyn.
Collector pa.
And that's a Caitlyn that we're talking about. You're just going to get bursted down every time that you try to engage against her.
Oh my god. Look at Sochen! Mga kaibigan, tinangke lang yung auto-attack si Lucian na parang
Lucian doesn't even have his first item, but okay, look at that, Light Binding.
Okay. Minimiao right here, mga kaibigan. Devoured has been devoured by Mule, Munin. 2 deaths in a different side of the map, mga tol. And LFS right here, hindi na sila natutuwa sa mga pangyayari sa nangyayari sa kanila.
This is what I was saying about having an Olaf as your jungler. If you're not successful in the early game, you're basically a melee minion.
Yeah.
You're like, this is why it's super hard.
Like, napakadaming facts to consider if you're picking this Gragas. But look at this one. Look at the ultimate by Caitlyn. Kinasa dun sa mismo Tore, mga kaibigan. But here comes Minimiao falling down onto the hands of Sochen. And ngayon, West Point Esports, they are not done. Gusto pa nilang pumasok. That's gonna be Caitlyn with that 90 caliber net. Will not connect though. Pero nakuha nila dito yung mid inhibitor and mid tower ng mga taga-LFS.
Oh man, they just got destroyed right there by West Point Esports. Right now, they're going for a package. They might be able to get something here.
Ani Ajimo. The light binding will not connect, pero may damage naman talaga doon to follow up si kaibigan Celeste. And I think this game is pretty over. Ito na yung Rift Herald, mga kaibigan. Congratulations to West Point Esports for winning this game number 1.
Oh, game number 1, 16 minutes on the clock, everyone. That is a record right there for West Point Esports winning a finals game at 16 minutes. That's a big statement for this organization.
Oh no. This is not too good. This is not good, man.
Oh my.
Like, it's a battle of mental health. Kaya bang mag-reset dito ng LFS? Like, that is the most tilting game na pwede kong malaro.
That's
right?
brutal.
That's brutal. Yun na lang yun eh. Like, man, that's, kumbaga, that's very toxic. Yung titignan mo, no? Like, hindi toxic in terms
Yeah.
of trash talks or something like that. It's very toxic na laruin yung laro na yun. Kasi,
Yeah, kasi if ever you want to come back from a game like that,
you're
it'll take
something.
all your energy just
Oo.
to do that. Sobrang nakakapagod siya. Sobrang hirap niya nang gawin. Pero West Point Esports, oh man, that was a big, big statement again for this organization. And I'm really, really surprised that every time that they go for Elder Dragon Series or the Elder Dragon Championship, they always have something to prove. They always have something to show us again and again. Kumbaga nakita ko na lahat ng magic tricks eh. Pero lagi silang may nahahanap na
May
bago.
nahanap.
Yeah.
They do, in short terms, they do not disappoint.
Yeah. Super.
Diba?
Yeah.
They do not disappoint. Anyways, congratulations to West Point Esports for winning that game number 1 against LFS. And tingnan natin, kung makabawi pa ba LFS sa game number 2 or will it be a complete sweep by West Point Esports? Once again, this has been Elder Dragon Series. I'm Ronzo. Together with me is Dash, and we will be right back.
I found a picture we took many years ago. When I said to you we would never grow old. Messages I've saved that I never send, 'cause I don't know you, but I used to back then. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here after all this time. Found yourself a way out of this small town. Got a place at school you didn't hang around. Every day you're far away, these streets don't feel the same. Everywhere is painted with your name. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here after all this time. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here. Try to replace you with somebody out there. If I didn't chase you, would you even care? And if I lost my mind, would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time.
Out of your mouth, you wish you someone else. I miss you, but I know you miss your old self too. Silver once golden, just I wish I could carry the weight all on my back. Colors now faded. There's only so much hope in that. I can't do what I'd rather lose than lose you. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again.
Back to the sound. Back to the sound. Maybe I'm done, maybe I've lost. Still putting up a fight because I love my mom, I love my family. When I was young, they would all look after me. I don't know why, but I feel like a burden. I spent my life overthinking my purpose. Can't really cry, I'm so used to the hurt. Trauma keeps up at me at the wrong moment. I just wanna numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else.
And welcome back to Elder Dragon Series. This is the January 2022 leg. I am Ronzo together with Ms. Dash, and you are watching the finals round. Finals match 1-0 in favor of West Point Esports, and they are up against LFS.
Yeah, again, LFS, that was a very brutal match. They need to come back from this. They need to pull themselves back up from the well that West Point Esports dug them deep. Kaya I think they need to pull back up really well onto this next game para kahit sinabi namin kanina na a best of 3 is easy to come back from a best of 3, it's still hard if that game was that brutal.
Brutal.
Talaga. Kaya ewan ko if ever
That-
LFS needs to pull themselves back up.
That game was a massacre. Like,
Yeah.
man, LFS, wala silang naiganti. And, like, yung West Point Esports, they're just playing their game. Alam mo, like, they're very confident in their skills that game. Ngayon, tignan natin kung nakapag-reset ba dito ang mga taga-LFS. Kasi if ever na hindi sila nakapag-reset, things can go bad for them.
Yeah, and I hope they would be able to reset nga talaga. And based on this, we're seeing this game might be a bit different, and excited ako to see on how looking for a sponsor would draft on this next one. Kasi nag-draft sila ng very early game type of composition. They need to at least go for meron silang late game. Kasi if early game doesn't work, let's go for a late game composition. Maybe that would work against West Point Esports. And just don't give them a chance to snowball the lead out of the way talaga.
Tulad kasi na nangyari kanina, Dash, that Nautilus made a single mistake, and that resulted into them losing the whole game after that
Yeah.
mistake. Diba? Napaka-vital, napaka-crucial ng mistake na yun for the side of LFS. But right now, we're now down to our champion select. This is the game number 2 we're talking about. One point away nila ang West Point Esports at pwede na silang mag-chill for the next 5 months dito sa Elder Dragon series.
Yeah, excited ako to see on how West Point Esports Team 2 would be. Kasi for sure naman, if ever Team 2 comes in, Team 1 would find a way to come back din dito sa Elder Dragon series on the later stages ng qualifiers natin. And again, they're gonna be facing off against each other again for another Elder Dragon Championship if ever that happens and if ever the stars align for them. But now, we're seeing a lot of bans. There's a Lux ban na nakita natin
Oh,
kasi
no.
Suwochin played that so well.
Napakalaking pressure ang binigay ng Lux sa game na yun. Like, it came to the point na binana nila yung Lux, man. Plus the Twitch ban for the side of LFS. Bakit ka magbaba ng Twitch? Para sa akin, Twitch has been irrelevant for the past few patches.
Yeah, but Twitch works somehow in the solo queue meta that we've been seeing right now as a support, and they don't want to make that same mistake again that they let out someone who is very very aggressive on the
Ooh.
hands of someone like West Point Esports.
Yeah, kapag may Twitch ka kasi, like, napakahirap i-predict kung nasan manggagaling yung Twitch, no? Like,
Yeah.
ang lakas pa, like yung slow niya pa. Yung second skill, yun din yung sobrang lagkit kung tawagin. At pinakamahirap tapatan kapag kalaban mo on Twitch. But Akali, for the side of Alk, it's the first time we're seeing Akali. Tama ba?
Kanina kasi nakita natin nakaban yung Akali. That's why they weren't able to use it. But Akali right now, I don't know if they're gonna be going for that Chem Tank build that we've been seeing so far. But Chem Tank has been nerfed. Actually, yung nerf, naka ano talaga.
Naka-direct eh.
Naka-direct para kay the Akali that has been abusing that one. Pero again, Renekton being picked, really good early game pick again for West Point Esports.
Really good pick for West Point Esports. But on the other hand, kamot ulo ang LFS kasi nag-blind pick sila dito na Akali, and as we all know, hindi ganun kadaling lumain sa isang Renekton if you're up against an Akali. Bakit? Kapag lumapit ka dyan with your third skill, you can just be sliced and diced.
Yep. There's a lot of AoEs going around for for the Renekton, and that's why Akali would have a hard time unless this Akali would go in the mid lane. And the blind picking on Akali is, I'm not sure if that is a very good pick, to be honest. That's why the Renekton and the Nidalee got picked, is because they saw the Akali getting first pick.
Parang alam na nila kung anong pwede nilang gawin
Hmm.
with this Akali, and that means na yung fast rotation nga, tulad sabi mo kanina na Nidalee, will help Renekton sa pangbubuli kay Alt dito sa Akali na to.
Yeah. And yun na nga yung kailangan natin makita dito. But with the Volibear getting picked on their side, Volibear has been since before, Volibear has been a good pick. And even a Trundle has been a pick by Devoured. And yan yung mga pinipick niya during the first third of the month, of the year, last year. And I hope he would be able to make this effective, because right now, Volibear is not in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Actually, may nakakasama akong Volibear sa ranked games, and man, para na silang papel. Para na silang papel pagdating ng mid-game, right? Hindi na sila ganun ka-effective. Kasi sobrang lambot na nila at some sort. But on the flip side, Munin, or for the side of West Point Esports, hindi pa rin nila pinapakawalan yung Gragas.
Yeah, the Gragas pick talaga is very solid. For sure, if ever, this Renekton would go in the mid lane, and the Gragas would go in the top lane
Oh
with
no.
a very tanky build na naman. Yun talaga yung gagawin nila dito. They double down on the AoEs kasi they know that Akali would be there. So if ever Akali has Twilight Shroud, but if ever they have a lot of AoEs, what is that Shroud gonna do for you, right?
Mhm. Plus, ito pa yung mahirap sa pagba-blind pick ng Akali. Like, I'm not really a big fan of blind picking in Akali kasi napakadaming counter, right? Like,
Yeah.
kapag nag-dash in si Akali, body slam. Kapag nag-dash in si Akali, here comes Renekton with a stun. Right? Hindi pa nga natin alam kung ano yung support dito ni Sochen eh.
Yeah. And what's hard
Oh.
about that is, sa nakita natin right now, Sochen going for a Rel. Very, very tanky yung composition nila.
Yeah.
So what will the Akali do on the type
Nothing.
of composition though?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Plus, walang magagawa din si Ock unless there has been a rotation na magagaling kay Devoured sa top lane. But, that is still very questionable kung magagawa ba ni Devoured yun. Kasi, mabilis yung rotation ni Celeste. Celeste can definitely go in doon sa top lane na mas mabilis kesa kay Devoured. But ito na, yung sinasabi mo kanina, yung hinahanap mo. Here comes the Jinx for Korean AD. And can this pick change the flow of the draft para sa side ng LFS?
The problem here is, picking the Jinx on this composition, I'm not sure if that's the best draft there is. Yes, you have the karma for protection. You have the range for the Jinx. Pero, pag nag-dive sa'yo, itong super dive composition na to, I think you won't be having a good time here. Kasi West Point Esports, for sure, they're gonna be picking an ADC that could counter a Jinx pretty well. A Caitlyn would also be good if ever they're really going for it. And that's something that I'm looking forward for, na meron na naman silang big advantage in the bot lane.
Gusto ko makita dito for some reason ng Israel or
Oh,
something like that. But Tristana for si Mule. I mean, pwede na.
You know what they're going to do
Mhm.
with the Tristana pick?
Yeah.
Ida-dive nila at level 2.
Yes.
For sure,
Yes,
si Korean
indeed.
AD. And that's exactly what they want to do. Get the early game advantage. Don't let Jinx get any farm. And after yun, shake hands na naman. May respect na naman sila on Mule. And mahihirapan na naman mag-farm si Korean AD.
Kapag naklap ni Mule itong Jinx na to, man, this game is over. Like, we all know how Tristana does things pagdating na late game. The rocket jump, the plus the third skill, man, sabog ko sabog. And that being said, hindi din makakapalag dito yung Malphite against the Tristana, since Tristana is very well fed if that time comes rather.
Yeah, I like the fact lang na they had good, what do you call this, combinations of tanks in their side. They have the Bruisers, they have the Nidalee and Tristana for the damage. On the other hand, we have the Akali and the Jinx for the damage here. Pero I think if we're going for DPS here, both of them are losing on the DPS side. Kasi both of them don't have a lot of damage to work with. So, ang makikita natin dito are clashes that are long and dragged on. Kasi they're taking down a lot of big people, or rather, tanky.
Mga chonky.
Yeah,
Mga chonky heroes yung mga kalaban nila. Like, si Toons, hindi na nawala yung Gragas sa kanya. Lasing na yata tong taong to.
oh man.
Diba? Like, man, oh man. Sa buong draft, sa buong game na to, si Toons lang yung hindi nagpapalit ng champion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Toons with his Gragas, nakita natin yung kanyang prowess. And hindi siya basta-basta namamatay sa lane. He knows how to control his lane properly. And ilang beses natin nakita yon.
Yeah.
This is the second time, I guess. Kung sasama mo yung di pa kasama tong game na to.
Yeah.
Plus, Rel, tulad ka sabi mo, is a very, very tanky champion. And a tank champion against a Jinx in the early stages of the game, first 5 minutes, hindi magandang good news yun for Korean AD.
Yeah. Yun talaga yung gusto kong makita dito. If ever, the only thing that they would look forward for here is the Jinx having a lot of damage. Kasi against a Renekton, a Kali and a Renekton, for sure Renekton would have the upper hand. And magkakaroon ng later times pa, lalakas si Ajimu. So Korean AD is the only damage potential that they're looking forward for here. And hindi nila makukontest yung objectives because they don't have that damage that they're looking for. Yeah.
Kasi tulad nga sabi mo kanina, first game nag-draft sila ng early champions. But this time around, medyo late game champions. Kasi as we all know, Jinx needs at least 2 items bago siya makapag-deal ng damage, right? Immortal Shield Bow or Kraken Slayer at some sort, right? Plus the Rune's Hurricane. But, tulad nga sabi mo kanina, yung mga objectives na pwedeng kuwanan yung mga objectives sa game na to will be just a giveaway para sa side ng West Point Esports.
Yeah. Talagang makukuha nila to pretty easily because of how aggressive the composition was built. And if ever they're gonna be trying to go in, there's a lot of ways to follow up. That's what I like about looking for sponsors composition. Kasi they have the Malphite, have the Volibear, the Akali, lahat sila makakapasok together with the Karma Shield. And yun yung thing na kailangan i-look forward to ng West Point Esports kasi if they try to go in, there's a lot of shields going on the side of just because of Mimi Meow.
Yeah. Like, tingnan mo naman, men, Malphite, ang kunat niyan, bato yan eh. He's not the rock for that reason. Diba? Plus, he's up against, diba? Toons, right? And, tulad sa na, shake hands na to sa top lane once again. Like,
yeah.
Magda-drag on lang to sa top lane, maghihintay ng clashes, boom. Doon magagamit yung ultimate dito ni Malphite in order for them to engage. And malay mo, pag nag-engage sila, fed up pala yung Jinx sila dito. So, that's a good news.
I just hope that this Malphite pick is a good one. Because against a Gragas in the top lane, mahihirapan siyang lumapit. Kasi, because Gragas has a lot of magic damage.
Yeah.
And Malphite was built to fight against bruisers. Or rather, AD champions. He would need to think about the items that he's gonna build. Kasi he's fighting against a Gragas who has a lot of innate magic damage that could potentially be scary na against him. Kasi also, he doesn't have a lot of AoE. He has the third skill, yes. Pero it wouldn't affect a Gragas in any way. Kasi, he doesn't really need that attack speed.
Yeah. Indeed. Kasi, tuloy ka sabi ko kanina, 1v1 Malphite against Gragas. Kumbaga, isang buong combo lang ng Gragas to. Ni Toons. For this Malphite will go home and reset. Like, matamaan na siya ng second skill ng Body Slam plus first skill. Oh no. That's not a good news for that Malphite.
Yeah. It's like, looking for... I think their compositions are really good kasi there's not an outlier on the composition compared to what was said a while ago during our games. Kasi we all know what they want to do. They all want to engage. Both teams want to go for an engage, want to go for kills, pero that might be a problem that also is in the team. Kasi because they have a lot of ways to engage, they don't have a lot of ways to disengage unless there's a karma on looking for a sponsor. On the other hand, explosive cast naman on the other side.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, this is a battle of engage and disengages. Right? Whoever goes in can definitely pwedeng paalisin din ng other team. So, let's see, man. Let's see. Kasi gusto ko yung kunat setup dito ng LFS pero ayoko lang nakulang sila ng damage.
Yeah. Exactly. Yun talaga yung mahirapan tayo kasi the constant damage that we only have is Korean AD. They don't have a lot of burst. You don't expect a lot of burst from Anakali every time that she's getting picked up. She's one of those assassins that is in a weird position. Medyo matagal yung setup niya pero she deals some damage.
Yeah. Plus Akali, kailangan mo pa ng item eh. Right? Para makapag-burst ka sa Akali, you need a lot of items for you to work on the burst. Kasi you might have the ano tawag dito? The Rift Maker, 'di ba? Is that still an item for this game? Pero hindi mo pa rin mababurst dito si Munin kasi kulang ka pa ng burst capability.
Yeah. And yun na nga yung tinitignan natin dito with what they have right now. And really like the setup here. Both of our junglers are on the same side. So what they are really looking forward to is their strong side of the map, the bot lane. Kasi for sure dun mangyayari yung lahat ng action. Kasi top lane, you don't have a lot of kill potential there. Mid lane, you're gonna wait for level 3 and 4. And nasa way naman siya. So mid lane to bot lane yung gusto talaga nila igang dito. But Suchin,
Oh no. Ito na nga, medyo masakit, men. Yung combo talaga ng Karma, no? Like kanina pa natin nakikita yung mga Karma players natin for this tournament. Ang lakas ng poking capability nila. Like they know how to play this champion very well. And Mini Meow is just utilizing. It's just like atag dito. Tinitake advantage na yung fact na lamang sila sa poking capability sa bot lane.
yeah, exactly. Yun talaga yung gusto nila gawin dito. But right now, it's working well for looking for a sponsor in the bot lane. Pero looking at our junglers right now, yung timing nila later on at the 3-minute mark, most likely gonna be able to get a first gank on both of our sides. And yun yung nilook forward ko kasi with this wave na nakikita natin for the side of West Point Esports, a good gank could come out from Munin.
Well,
Look at
actually,
this. They're scared. They're scared.
lamang sila sa wave, pero at the same time, hindi sila makapasok.
Here
But here
go.
comes Sochen with that initiation. May rocket
Bonk.
sana ay gonna be the first blood for the side of West Point Esports. Another jump for them. May level 7 badge pa mga kaibigan. Devoured with that big Papa Bear. Hindi
Yeah.
siya on time sa pagdating sa bottom lane.
Ito yung sinabi natin, no, sa drafting pa lang, Ronsu. Sinabi natin, level 2, potentially, West Point Esports bot lane would go for a gank. I would go for a dive. And that's exactly what they did. And grabe talaga yung power ng drafting in the way of West Point Esports.
Plus, grabe yung power ng crash down
Wow.
ni Rel dito. But napakasakit! Naku po! Wow.
Woo!
Muntik lang. Pero, man, grabe yun. Like Tristana with that kind of damage na hindi pa siya nag-record. No, here comes the spear by Munin. Hindi pa ganun kalaki yung damage niya. But still, that's a lot of pressure going for the side of Elf.
Grabe. Wow. West Point Esports with the first gank right there. Pretty successful. Looking for a sponsor? You need to find an answer pretty quickly. Because if not, they're gonna be losing on this side. Ajimo in the mid lane.
Doon sa may bandang gitna, Ajimo is up against Celeste. Medyo naiilang talaga si Ajimo na pumasok. Parang alam niya na once he goes in, he cannot go out. Wala sa mga ganitong sitwasyon against sa Renekton. Si Renekton, a lot of burst capability and may stun pa si Renekton. So nakakailang talaga. But here comes the bottom lane. So Chen, na-dodge siya yung zap doon ni Jinx, but I think West Point Esports gusto pa nila lumaban sa bottom lane na to and just freeze down the minions from
Yeah.
LFS.
Yeah, kailangan lang talaga nila i-freeze, force them to back away, force them to rotate whenever it's not supposed to happen. And it's just because they're good at doing their jobs. Because when they freeze the lane, even though that it's a Tristana, sobrang hirap mag-freeze ng lane with the Tristana just because of the passive. Pero it's still working out for Mule right here.
Like, alam mo yun, hindi niya mapifreeze pero mapapabagay niya lang yung flow. And I think that's enough for Mule and for Sochen na, alam mo yun, makuha nila yung win sa lane na ito. 5 minutes on to our game time, any spawn na, buhay na yung ating dragon and masakit yun for the side of for Devoured.
Yeah, this is what I'm scared of for the side of West Point Esports. Nidalee, right now, has a lot of wave clear. Very, very strong one at that. And it's really hard to fight against her, especially if you're a Volibear. Kasi you won't have the same amount of wave clear as her. And movement pala as her.
Yeah. Mabilis ang Nidalee kasi meron siyang talon. 'Di ba na sinasabi natin? Ang lamang lang naman ng Volibear dito is yung kunat niya sa later stages. Pero makikita pa natin yung kunat niya literally late game. And when that late game comes, hindi natin alam kung ano score kung anong item na ang meron dito si Meow. But here comes the for off, mga kaibigan. Tunes right here is
with
getting
Ajimu.
is getting preyed upon by 3 members of LFS. And that pick off coming out from LFS is very commendable for them. Nakahanap sila galing sa error nila sa bottom lane.
Yeah, good rotation from looking for sponsor. They were able to get the kill there, especially nang binigay nila to kay Ajimu. That would just accelerate yung power spike nito ni Ajimu after he gets the first item. That would be the time that they can fight against them. Especially in the mid lane though. Celeste is doing a pretty good job at holding the lane, but Ajimu still not a slack. He's also doing a great job on
lumalaban
here.
Like, alam niya na kaya na lumaban, even meron siyang ultimate. And Celeste, nirerespeto niya dito yung Akali.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to respect the Akali. But the damage that could come through here after they go in. Look at this. Look at the setup that they're doing. They might go for a dive here on mid turrets.
Yeah, hindi na nila papalagpasin to. Men, but the read! Nabasa, kaibigan. Nabasa na para papel, pero here comes the ultimate by that Renekton. It does not matter kahit nakita sila. But here comes si Ajimu. Still has the ultimate available on his sleeves. Pero ang tanong, makakapag-burst out niya kaya siya. Here comes the slice and dice. Will there be the stun? Here comes the stun. Here comes the pounds by Munin. Makakapag-dash out pa si Ajimu, pero hindi pa rin yung sapat. Korean AD dito. He's gonna be preyed upon by 4 members of West Point Esports. And West Point Esports dito, makakapag-secure pa sila ng tower plating plus the Drake.
Yeah, good dive from West Point Esports. They did it again. They had another trick up their sleeve. They were able to get the kill. Parang, kumbaga, they took down Toons in the top lane, but we're gonna be taking 3 of your members down with us just to trade for that. And also a Cloud Drake.
Yeah. A Cloud Drake is very beneficial sa kanila kasi yung composition nila is on the, gusto nilang mag-CD agad yung mga skill shots nila in order for them to utilize their composition. And with this Drake, sobrang gandang boost nun para sa nila.
Yeah, what's good about this Gragas pick is that you can build anything you want whenever you pick a Gragas. You can go for an AP Gragas, you can go for a tank Gragas na ginagawa nila since a while ago with Toons. But with this, he's going for an AP Gragas just because he knows that Malphite wouldn't be having a good day building an armor on their composition. But
actually,
now,
may blasting one si Malphite eh.
Yeah, even Malphite's going for that dive again, top the bot lane.
The crash down by Sochen is very commendable.
Wow.
Na siyang pa sa mukha. Man, Dash, I think the bottom lane is done once more again.
Yeah, especially that it's a Jinx we're talking about. You don't have a lot of ways to get away from the fight, but the codes are having a way right here in our tournament kasi we're seeing another one. Again, guys, just punch down the codes and you'll get the skins right there.
Hindi to maganda para sa side ng LFS. Their bottom lane side is in shambles right now. Hindi sila makaharap na paraan. Pero ito na yata yung sagot. Celeste with the use of his ultimate. Ajimu, magkoconnect yung kanyang dash. Lahat ng skill shots nag-connect kay Celeste. And that's one thing to look out para sa side ng West Point Esports. Ayaw nilang mangyari ulit yun. They have to be careful if they want to secure this game number 2 once again. And Devoured right here, I don't know what more can he do pagdating ng mga later stages of the game aside from magpakunat, pero he needs to step up and get those objectives against the side of West Point Esports.
Yeah, they're really doubling down on the damage here. They want their star player Ajimu to be able to put out the damage that he needs. That's why they're focusing on giving him all the kills. So later on, he would be the superhero that they need here.
Yeah. Ajimu, 2-in-1 yung kanyang ring, may 2 stacks na. And tingnan natin kung gaano to ka-beneficial. But here comes Engage onto the top side. Toons has been taken away by the side of LFS, pero may mga backup dancer, mga kaibigan. Si kaibigan Toons, ayaw nilang pakawalan. Ayaw nilang walang ganti yung kanilang tropa at 3 yung pumunta doon sa may bandang itaas, plus securing that Rift Herald. But Devour dito, nakaamoy siya. The spear will not connect, pero gusto pa rin pumasok dito ng mga taga West Point Esports. Here comes Ren with that Hex Flash. Meron siyang crash down na available dito, plus that ultimate, the Magnetic Storm has been activated by So Chen. Munin with that double kill, and man, oh man, that kill is not good for the side of LFS. Pero si Mule dito, he's up against 2 members of LFS. Oh no, almost taking down Korean AD, pero I think Mule medyo naging in-overestimate niya yung sarili niya doon at nag-rocket jump siya doon sa dalawang miyembro ng LFS. Parang yung ADC ko lang.
Yeah, that could have been a kill for Mule, to be honest. Kung hindi niya na-click yung buster shot sa clip.
Yeah.
That could have been a kill. That was unfortunate for Mule. Yes, he can do that again if he wants to. Hindi lang niya nagawa right here on this last part kasi na-exhaust din siya. And also because of the pressure maybe, that's why he wasn't able to get a kill. But Korean AD, really good for keeping up with the face right there during that fight.
At least hindi nag-crumple down doon ng LFS. That's one thing na alam nila na denied sila ng West Point Esports doon. Hindi nila inisip na, tumalon to. Tara, patayin na natin easily. Parang nag-take pa rin sila ng safety precautions in order for them na hindi sila magalusan ng isang miyembro. But ito na nga, yung pag-take ni Monin ng kanyang Rift Herald. Sochen dito, sumakto yung kanyang talon sa pag-cancel ng Malphite sa kanya. And that's gonna be another kill for the side of LFS. But West Point Esports is now securing this Rift Herald plus the Rift Herald plus the map vision doon sa may bandang top lane.
I really like that they're keeping themselves up in the game here for looking for a sponsor. They kept their cool and they're getting some kills against West Point Esports. And slowly, they're seeing the chink in the armor of West Point Esports. So looking for a sponsor. Just need to play this well, but Toons in bot lane though.
Toons, hindi masakit naman. Kasi naka-AP Gragas siya dito ngayon. And this Gragas will deal a lot of damage. The flash in to secure that kill got bonked, man.
Yeah, the bonk to the body slam. That's the kill that Toons needed since a while ago, but he was able to get it already. But Rift Herald in the mid lane, most likely going to be taking down at least 2 for their side to at least give Mule some gold right here. But they're looking for more and going for the mid lane, or rather, they're going for the Infernal Drake.
Infernal Drake sa kamay na isang Tristana? Oh no, that's not a good problem para sa side ng looking for sponsor dahil this Tristana, meron na siyang Kraken Slayer dito kay Beacon Dash and kayang-kaya niya ng for this time alone, kayang-kaya niya ng talunin or makabawas sa mga tank players ng LFS.
Yeah, there you go, and we have
Hextech!
Yeah, Hextech Rift right now, and we have the Hex Gates. So, right here, it's gonna be quite a different game. What's good about this? That it gives a chance for looking for a sponsor to go for that cheesy rotation. Even though na on a disadvantage sila, they can still go for those cheesy rotations because of the presence of the Hex Gates. So, that is something that they need to use in their advantage. Kasi if ever they use this Hex Gates to move around the map, to go for good rotations or for picks at least, they might be able to chase against West Point Esports.
Yeah. Tsaka yung, alam mo yung mga surprise teleports, like, biglang na doon sa Baron buff, things like that, pwedeng maging game changer yun for the side of LFS. Pero on the same time, si Ock dito, nag-build na siya ng Luden's Echo. And this is not the type of Malphite na gusto mong kaharapin kung ikaw ang Tristana kasi once na mabangga ka niyan, masakit-sakit yan.
Yeah, you're dead for sure kasi there's also a lot of follow-up from the teams here, from the members of looking for sponsor. And if ever nga na magamit niya yan, I think Toons is now gonna be the target for West Point. Or rather, looking for sponsor.
Toons is up against 3 members of LFS, mga kaibigan. Can he take down 1? No, he cannot. And West Point Esports dito, they are doing this rookie mistakes na medyo nag-overextend, hindi nila nababasa yung mapa na mayroon ang LFS and they're overextending over things na hindi naman ganun dapat ka-overextend. Pero ito na, naku po, tinalunan si Mule, but he's still alive with the help of that heal. Naku po, ito na, mga kaibigan, tumalon na si Munin, but that's clear, will not connect. Mimi Meow will take down Celeste, but here comes Sochen with that ultimate. Masakit yung talon, mga kaibigan. Double kill for Mimi Meow. And Toons dito with that teleport, with that unleashed teleport. A little bit late, pero still, LFS, they are still on par. They are still on track dito, kaibigan Dash. They are still
Yeah, they got all the wins there on the fight. They got 2 kills already, and that's a really big win for the side of looking for a sponsor. But West Point Esports, even though that they're losing a lot of members, they're taking down a lot of turrets with it. But Toons again caught
caught off guard. Nako po, medyo hindi yata magandang posisyon to. The side of Ajimu, luckily enough for him, nakatakas pa siya. Hindi siya natamaan si Bat. But what can I say for the side of West Point Esports? Do not overestimate yourself. Kasi ang dami nilang mistakes na nagagawa for the past few minutes ng laro na to. And if they want to secure this game number 2 and to rest for the rest of the day, kailangan nilang ayusin yung mga decision making nila in order for them to win out and close out this series.
Yeah, they just need to be very patient. Kasi this is at the time that Tristana is on the point that she's not really strong. Later on the third item spike, will she be very strong? Because that is the time. Tristana is like a valley. You get an advantage in the early game, then you go down a bit in the mid game, then late game, you're the monster. So that is the thing that they're traversing right now. They're at the midpoint in where Tristana doesn't have a lot of damage.
Yeah. Kraken Slayer lang yung meron siya dito. Might go for some things like the Ruin King. That's still possible for that's still a possibility for Tristana. Kasi he's up against 2 tanks of LFS. But here comes the initiation for the side of West Point Esports. Spear will not connect though. Kulang pa rin sila ng damage. Ajimu is on the flank. That turn skill by Ajimu will connect onto Moonin. Pero naku po, nakapatay ng isa. That's gonna be Celeste. Korean AD will take down Sochen. And things are not looking so good if you're a fan of West Point Esports dahil LFS dito, they are starting to get back on their groove. And Korean AD, this is a Jinx we're talking about. 3 and 4 na siya.
Yep. This is the time that Jinx would be at least decent with the damage. And that is looking good for Sponsor because they're getting a lot of kills. They're catching West Point Esports out of position every now and then. And also, it's because they have a lot of CC to work with. They have been using Malphite's Unstoppable Force and even Devoured as bait. And after that, Ajimu and Korean AD would just go and clean up.
Tsaka yung Unstoppable Force si Malphite dito masakit, may damage Malphite is going onto this Moro na Millican. Man. In order for him to have this damage na pag tinalunan niya si Mule will lose at least half of his HP.
Look at that wits and pick for Mule. He's respecting the damage from Ajimu and also from Alt. Because kanina pa siya dinadive ng dalawang to, kaya he needs to really pick that up. Pero because of that, he tatagal yung time. Na-delay yung power spike ni Mule na sinasabi natin na medyo matagal na nga, pero dahil dyan, medyo mas tumagal pa lalo.
Yes, but I mean, kung hindi niya gagawin yan, there's a lot of consequence. Like, diba? Napakadaming consequence na pwede mangyari sa mga team fights. Na, yung pag-take nila ng Hextech Drake, it's gonna be a good fight. As Kinetako Force getting up 3. Mule will take down Op. Mule, nakaka-free siya dito. Pero masisecure ng mga taga-LFS. Yung Hex Dragon na yon. Pero double kill for Toons. For a man down for the side of LFS. In just a blink of an eye, mga kaibigan, nakabawi na ang West Point Esports. Yung pinaghirapan ng LFS. Nawala na agad sa kanila.
Yeah, have you seen what happened? That was super fast for the side of West Point Esports. I wasn't expecting Toons to burst out the back line just because of his body slam onto the explosive gas, but he did it. He's like 1v2ing on the side while everyone is fighting, taking down the tankier members of Looking for Sponsor. And because of that, they weren't able to get the Hextech Drake. It's okay, but they got 4 kills for a trade.
4 kills? That's a very good pick-off for the side of West Point Esports kasi kanina pa sila napipick off 1 by 1 diba?
Yep.
Yung 4 kills na yun is just a statement na okay, kailangan namin kayong labanan ng kumpleto kami in order for us to win this game, to win this series.
Yeah. They're doing that pretty well during that last fight. The way that they divided the front to back composition of Looking for Sponsor, they weren't able to do that. And also, I forgot to point out, Korean AD wasn't there at any point during the fight. Kaya wala silang damage nung nawala na si Ajimu during that last fight. Yeah.
Plus, sobrang libre ni ni Mule to the point na hindi man lang siya nagalusan on that play alone.
Yeah.
Hindi siya na-ultihan anything, walang nakadikit sa akin.
It's because yung Unstoppable Force ginamit niya sa 3 members, which is good. But Mule was just there to bonk out everyone with the rockets from Tristana.
Yeah. Actually, Mule, ito yung mga tipo ng Tristana na, or no, rather in general, ito yung Tristana kasi is that kind of ADC na gusto mong mabigyan lang ng magandang space and siya na yung gagawa ng lahat.
Yeah, exactly. And she has tons of range.
Yeah.
Later at level 18, siya na yung nobody would be able to chase her out.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, nobody will be able to chase her out. Plus, yung damage. Naku po. Uy! Ajimo! What was that?
Yeah, I thought papasok din si Ajim after that blast score, pero hindi siya nakapasok ng tama dun sa timing na yan. Pero I think they can take the Baron here without any contest. They don't have any vision on this part of the map.
I think they can beat the Baron tapos biglang liko na team fight.
Yeah.
That's still a possibility. Pero I think LFS, they know na ini-stick.
Makaramdam.
Oh, alam nila napapasok na i-take down na to ng mga taga West Point Esports. Here comes Ajimo with that Hextech Proto build. Nako po, Toons, you're the sacrificial lamb, but that sacrifice is very well played. Okay lang yon para sa kanila.
Yeah, super worth it, but I forgot the fact that they have Hex Gates on this map, and if they use the Hex Gates during that time, they could have gotten the kill there, but Suchen, oh no. Just be careful here.
Alam niya, yeah. Alam niya na meron doon. He read that very, very perfectly. Plus si kaibigan Celeste dito. I mean, Celeste, siya yung magiging tank dito eh. Plus Direl. Siya yung magiging frontliner dito ng mga taga West Point Esports. Oh!
Wow! Half HP!
Half HP! Oh no! Ang sakit.
Careful. If ever na itatry mo yung pumasok talaga, those spears are not the end of it. For sure, if ever mangyari uli yun, may papasok na from the members of West Point Esports kasi they have the Baron buff in their hands.
Like, that spear connect, that's gonna be slice and dice time for the Renekton or the rocket jump time for Mule with the Tristana. But here comes the Rift Herald being spawned away dun sa may bandang gitna. Here comes the code as well. Sinabay dun sa spawn ng Herald, mga kaibigan. And, well, what can looking for sponsor do right here is that they have to drag this game down to at least the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you just need to wait it out. Let Jinx have the items that she needs. And if ever Korean AD gets those items, the third item is the most crucial one. If he goes for a Lord Dominix, might be able to shred down most of these tanky members of West Point Esports.
Yeah, plus a little bit of lifesteal, I suppose. No, para magkaroon siya ng konting sustainability against the burst members of West Point Esports. Tulad nitong nakikita sa screen natin, which is si Munin with that Nidalee. Ito natin yung sibat niya kanina, and man, Korean AD is not happy with that damage.
Sobrang lakas nga ng damage na nakita natin.
Like full ano yata yun eh, no? Full range, max range na sibat. Grabe.
Yeah, if ever na tumama uli yun sa kanya, that is something that they need. What's good about this is that Munin is just gonna be doing that. He's not gonna be engaging a lot because at this point, sobrang lambot na ni Munin. Kaya they need to be careful on those engages. They have flash on Korean AD. They can go for this.
They can definitely go for this one. This is the perfect opportunity. Here comes the magnetic wave or the magnetic ultimate off at Sochen. Pero wala siyang follow-up damage on mga kaibigan. Diba? Sa Ajimo. Here comes Toons. Naka-answer dito si Celeste. Nandun sa may bandang bush. The spear will not connect. Pero si Mimi Meow may stun dito mga kaibigan. I think that's gonna be karma falling down. Pero hindi pa rin sapat yun yung damage niya. Pero si Munin tumalon. And he is up against Ajimo. Pero dun tayo sabi ni Direct. Celeste is now very tanky. And Mule with that rocket jump. Tumalon pa ulit, nag-flash in, escaping Celeste, but it's not gonna matter as Ajimo will take down Toons with a blast cone once more. Tinamaan na si Bat, and I think that's the end of it, mga kaibigan. Bakit mo sinalo yung mahiwagang si Bat ni Munin? And ito na nga, yung sinasabi mong Hexgate, tumagos dun sa kabilang banda.
Yeah, he was able to get it out of there, and West Point Esports just played that pretty perfectly. It's just that the first parts of that looked really iffy for West Point because Suchen went in without anyone there to follow him up. But because of that, maybe that was the bait. Maybe that was the plan all along ng West Point Esports.
Yeah. Oh no! Nahuli. Yun si Mule, mga kaibigan. Pero napakasakit!
Damage.
Is that even a tank?
Yeah. The Lord Dominix is just so much damage for Mule. Kaya, so nakita natin sumabog onte si Devour doon. Pero, again, looking for sponsor, even with the Jinx, they're having a hard time. But now, they have Lord Dominic's regard for Korean AD. So maybe, this might be the chance for them to fight back.
Malay natin, ito na nga talaga yan. Devoured. Hindi niya mahanap yung group niya. Tulad nga sabi ko sa'yo kanina, wala siyang gagawin ditong iba kundi magpakunat lang. Like, literally a teddy bear. Yun ang gagawin niya dito. And kailangan niya lamang ilang zone out. And yung kailangan niya i-zone out dito, none other than Mule with this Tristana. Kasi kung hindi, may hirapan sila makipag-deal out, makipag-exchange ng damage against this Trist.
Yeah, this is not a really good bout that they need to fight against. Westpoint Esports really knows how to play the Hex Gates, so look at that.
Oh no, here comes the Hexgate play by the side of Westpoint Esports. The ultimate by Celeste has been popped off. Pero mukhang wala pang another initiation. Si Ock dito, medyo maganda position. He wants to out. Pero mukhang pa yung madidelete mga kaibigan. That's gonna be Tristana taking down Ock. The flash in by Sochen. Walang initiation na mangyayari. Pero meron pa siyang second skill dito in order for them to engage this fight. Pero man, oh man, any minute right now, Mule is on a rampage and may stopwatch na siya dito to play with. Plus, he did escape that team fight. And West Point Esports, kaibigan Dash, they are now taking away this top lane inhibitor tower na meron ng LFS.
Yeah, that's the last inhibitor, and also good timing for the Baron if they want to go for it after some resets later on. So, man, just scared for looking for sponsor, even though that they got the advantage a while ago. Medyo equal nga sila sa kills dito. They still haven't been able to get a lot of towers down. They got only 2 towers down against West Point Esports, and that's because, look at this, 9k gold lead rin yung meron yung West Point.
Yeah. Ito yung yes, dikit sa kill, dikit sa scoreline sa kill, pero tignan mo yung mapa. 'Di ba? Yeah. There is no way na makakalabas pa ang LFS beyond this mid lane area. Right? Kahit nga mag-split push ka, may ilang kay. Kasi hindi mo alam kung saan pwedeng manggaling yung mga kalaban mo. And that's the hard part of being down by a lot of gold and a lot of pressure dito. And West Point Esports, they're playing it well, iniilang at nagkakabaliwan sila dito ng LFS. But here comes the flank by Sochen, the Zappo connect, nakita sila dito.
Yeah, they have been getting the visions there, but they reset it on the wrong time because for sure, remember they're gonna be going for an engage here. Naka-ready yung members dito. Pero si Alt, in a very, very interesting position.
Off dito mga kaibigan, perfect timing lang. Pwede niya maagaw to, pero wala siyang mga palita. And ibibigay niya na lang yon sa mga membro ng mga taga West Point Esports. And right now, West Point Esports with this Baron buff, do you think they can finish it off?
Yeah, because they gave the Baron, this could be it. That could have been the thing that they're looking out for the side of looking for a sponsor na makukuha sila ng Baron. That could have been the answer para makapag-comeback pa sila for this game. But because of this is just gonna snowball out of control for West Point Esports kasi makakuha pa sila ng Hextech Soul on their side because here comes the next take.
Ang sakit nito, man. Like, full buff West Point Esports. Fully buff. Like, man, how can you battle it out? Sa full buff Tristana. Diba?
Oh no.
Napakasakit nun. Pero here comes Devoured. Can he be devouring one? The answer will be no. Sumabog siya. Gusto damage si Toons. First skill pa lang ni Toons yun, man, ha? Hindi pa yun yung ultimate. First skill pa lang yan. Take note of that. And Devoured lost at least 1/4 of his HP catching up that skill shot by that guy. The jump by Mule, medyo questionable play. Pero may Guardian Angel daw siya. Pero here comes the Magnetic Storm by that Rel, and napakasakit. Toons will be taking down Mimi Meow. Another rocket jump by Mule. Dito mga kaibigan, and Celeste is still alive, tanking a lot of damage, and that's gonna be a double kill on towards Munin. And I think West Point Esports, they did their job. Congratulations, they have won against LFS.
Yeah, that was really great. That was a good play from Celeste. Honestly, he was just in front of everyone during that whole fight. That's why they weren't able to finish that up. And also, nag-align yung stars for West Point Esports for that engage because that crash down from Suichin with the Magnet Storm was perfectly timed. And that's why they were able to get a lot of kills during that time. But I think they're not ending this game yet.
Hindi pa nila tinatapos. But, I mean, okay lang naman na hindi nila tinapos since nakuha nila yung 3 inhibitor tower ng LFS. Though, for the side of LFS, how can you defend this one? Like, 3 mega minion yung lalapit, yung pupunta sa base mo. And yung wave clear mo lang is with that Jinx and that Karma. How can you do that? Diba?
you won't be able to do it pretty well. Because honestly, they've been having a hard time getting even in their own jungle. Look at the Devoured though. He might be able to get that, but he's gonna die for it.
Devoured is molding right now.
Yeah.
Devoured is so tilted. I can say that. That play alone is very questionable. Advancing just to get the smite of that threat buff. That's a very questionable play.
That might be the end just because of that. Because
Yeah.
they lost one of their only tanky member has been lost in the flames, and this might be the fight.
Yeah, this might be fight. That's gonna be Celeste deleting Korean AD, mga kaibigan. Memin Meow. Ako po, binadyan na lang. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be West Point Esports winning January leg 2022. Congratulations to West Point Esports.
Yeah, January qualifiers have been won by West Point Esports, but looking for a sponsor as the second place. So that just gives them that will give them a way to go for the Elder Dragon Championship then, which is really nice to have looking for a sponsor here. They still have a lot of ways. There's a lot of months pa para makapag-comeback, makakuha sila ng revenge against West Point Esports Team 2. And I'm really excited for that time na mangyari ngayon na magkaroon ng comeback ang looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, very well excited indeed. And well, before we close this broadcast, Dash, is there anything na gusto mong i-plug dito sa ating mga nanonood?
Yeah, actually, I just want to say to everyone that don't forget to join the League of Legends PH Discord and follow LOL PH Summoners Hub to stay updated for the events that are coming up. We have another Riff Walk episode during what was that term? That is bi-monthly, right?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. So
Yeah,
yeah,
bi-weekly.
that's bi-weekly. So that's gonna be the announcements that I think I'm gonna have. Anything of yours, Ronzu?
Yeah, well, thank you for these guys na nanood ng buong live natin sa Twitch Dash. Ang daming naghahanap sa'yo. Dito si Son AMCC, si Don Juan. Nandito din sa ating Twitch chat. And yeah, thank you for watching and thank you for having me here sa Elder Dragon series. I'm Ronzu, together with Miss Dash.
Yes, and also goodbye everyone.
Yeah, sorry.